Hey, what's up, Brendan? Brendan, I am just getting started here. I am late. I am sorry. I totally forgot the time. So I'm just getting everything set up. Joyce is getting ice cream, which is a funny story because I was just like, man, I could go for some ice cream right now. And then I looked at the time, and I'm like, what the fuck? It's 8:30. I gotta get down with the sickness, as the kids say. So I'm just gonna double check here, make sure everything's set up properly, and we'll get on with the game. Tone that down so slightly. Skibby da boo ba da bee ba da ba da ba da. Scap bap boop skip beep ba da ba ba da ba 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 da. All right, that all ready to go. Let us start doing the dirty. Hello, welcome to Daring Player Squad channel. My name's Rashi. We're playing Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, the trilogy. So we're still on the first game, the secret 5th episode. This is an episode that they added in after porting it over, I think, to the NDS from the GBA. So this is going to be an introduction into the second Ace Attorney game, which will be Justice for All. Yeah. So we're gonna go meow. Without further ado, hopefully we'll get through most of this by today. But I hear that it is one of the most lengthiest of trials. So without further ado, let's move on. I'm just gonna move this a little bit closer to my face hole. There we go. Oh, Joyce is back. Hello.
Hello.
Joyce is back.
I bring gifts.
I couldn't get the unit to work through the television, so you have to bring your.
Okay.
I have ice cream. Woo, woo, woo,
Ooh, ice cream.
Ice cream.
Woo, 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 woo.
Wah, 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 wah. Oh my god, what is this? Oh my goodness.
I said that or Oreo.
Uh-huh.
And it says, wow, yes, did you want some ice cream too?
It's so good. We're about quarter way? Yeah, I figured.
Well, that didn't work out as planned.
Might want to get your headpiece.
Well, that worked out exactly as planned.
Alright, Joyce is here. Rise from the ashes is not the one. Do you want to turn about to trial former? There we go. Rabble, 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 rabble. I hate you, Jake. All right, we got very well. It's time to declare a verdict for good. All right, so I did I not save properly? I don't think I did.
Oh, jeez.
No. Oh yeah, I did. Did I not show this properly? I'm pretty sure I did. Hold on.
Because you point to the muffler and you're like, oh, there's a muffler in
Right,
the muffler.
right, the muffler.
There's a muffler in the muffler. Did you forget to save? Is that what happened?
I might have forgotten to save, but literally, it's like this is the only thing that comes up. So we start off basically by saying we can't stop, won't stop, don't know how to stop. Oh, how come it doesn't work anymore? The sound isn't working. Hello?
Meow meow.
The sound stopped working.
No,
1 second. So the audio is working fine.
Hello.
Properties say this should be going through the Yeti. Sound should be going through the Yeti. Oh god, what happened this time? Alright, looks like the audio bumped something went wrong. Okay, we're gonna restart the game one
hello?
more time to see
Nope.
if that's gonna help anything. Sorry about that, folks. Thought I had us all worked out. You can hear it to your end, right?
Hello, sound check. 1, 2, 3.
We're coming in fine. Something's wrong with the desktop audio.
¿Por qué?
Oh my god, the audio is messed up. Ugh.
All I did was put in the headphones.
I know, like it shouldn't have done anything. I just put in my headphones.
Yeah, that wasn't supposed to break anything.
Oh, there it is. You hit the dial, the volume dial.
Yeah, but this should have no...
Oh, yeah, okay, so
This has no effect on that.
I did it. I fixed it. Just had to restart the game. Everything is hunky-dory. Let's go back to it. We're good.
Ah!
Crisis averted. For final day of the trial. No, never mind. It should be, yeah. Trial former trial ladder. Is this the one?
Check the timestamps.
Oh, yeah.
No, because it's 12 a.m. That one.
Oh, this is the one. Yeah, okay. This is probably the one. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, the computer was not happy with what I did.
There you go.
There we go.
There you go.
There it is. Oh, no.
Come on down to The Price is Right. I know, and we saved some time. Mr. Wright?
Huh? What?
Are trials always like this with you? Like you're swimming up from the bottom of a lake about to reach the surface, but no matter how hard you paddle, you never seem to get there.
Pretty much. Except today we're swimming in quicksand. So what happened to your sister anyway?
Apparently, she got called off the judge. She got called off to the judge's chamber.
Probably something to do with that piece of cloth.
So, this is where we turn this child around, right? Our only weapon, a tiny insignificant piece of cloth.
I'm the one who's starting to feel tiny and insignificant, to tell you the truth.
Hola, partner.
Oh,
Gotta. What was in Edgeworth's tailpipe? It was a red scarf. It was a muffler in his muffler.
and there was a description of the previous witness saying she heard her say something about a muffler. But a muffler can also be, in Japanese, a muffler is actually more,
A scarf.
is referenced as a scarf, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Hello,
was-
partner.
Hola, partner. They say you showed a red cloth to a bull. They say if you show a red cloth to a bull, it'll fire up its temper. That's what they told me when I was a youngin', at least.
Officer Marshall.
Thought I'd come and take a look, see at how the trial's going. Looks like I'm late. They've got the home ranch locked down tighter than a fort in enemy territory. That's hard to slip out, huh? What is going on there anyway? Bulls are colorblind. All the police I've seen these last 2 days have been really on edge. Don't you got enough on your plate to worry about? Don't you got enough on your plate without worrying about other people, compadre? You could be worrying about the chief prosecutor's taste in mufflers, for example.
Officer Marshall?
Technically, yes, Jake, you are right. Bulls are colorblind. They're attracted to the movement.
The whole muffler thing didn't have anything to do with scarves. She wasn't even wearing a scarf.
You don't say. Now don't that just beat it all?
Huh?
I've seen the red breeze blow out her slender neck many a time. I saw it that day, too. She was wearing a red muffler.
What?
At the award ceremony that afternoon, Edgeworth seen it too, I'd reckon. What did that mean? The photograph taken at the crime scene, she wasn't wearing a scarf.
So, Miss Starr wasn't mistaken.
Well, it's about time. Remember, partner, sometimes you gotta grab the bull by the horns, and sometimes you just gotta let the bull go where it will. Time will tell. Ugh, I have a bad feeling about this.
So, what are we swimming in now, Mr. Wright?
If it's steak sauce, I can hook you up with some fine ribs. Ooh-wee!
Worst Southern accent ever. Therefore, best Southern accent ever.
Punch, punch, punch.
Munch, 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 munch. Munch, munch. Munch,
Munch,
munch.
munch. I'd like to resume. What's up? The judge keeps looking over at the prosecution.
Ooh, look at
He
his
is not
face.
happy. Is something wrong, Mr. Edgeworth? Your face is blue, your lips are purple, you're sweating bullets. That furrowed brow, those grinding teeth, those watery eyes. What's more, your eyes are unfocused, you're doubled over, your back is bent. It can't be. This can't happen.
I wonder what happened to Mr. Edgeworth.
Well then, I believe it is time we continued on with this trial. During our recess, I had requested that the prosecution conduct an investigation. This is unacceptable. It seems our prosecutor is quite beside himself. Huh? Who's this?
me?
Who's there? Oh!
Ah!
Hey, he's got the same sigil as Marshall.
Does he?
Yeah, he's got the same sigil. I think he's a part of the police. I think he's chief, isn't he?
Well, we'll find out. No, what's with this guy?
Give me a minute. That's really good ice cream, I'm sorry. I spilled a bunch of stuff on my hands now. I'm just covered in chocolate.
Oh,
It's covered in chocolate.
you're covered in chocolate. You'll eat the chocolate and you will like it!
Yeah. Just Swedish. What are the Swedes gonna do? Torture me? And they're like, oh, but you would eat this chocolate. I don't really want to eat any chocolate. You would eat the chocolate. It's very good. It's Swedish. And I'll be like, you eat the chocolate and you will like it. Okay. I'm sorry. What's with this guy? A strange stuffy aura seems to be filling the courtroom. I need to give him a voice. Someone figure out what voice to give him.
The temperature rose 5.7 degrees when that man came in.
Who on earth is he?
One of those pretentious ass pink.
Rose-colored glasses.
I was gonna say Barnaby Brooks.
Yeah, Barnaby Brooks
glasses.
Ah, it's you. Okay.
Blink. Blink.
He's just staring.
Blink.
Sorry I'm late, Urgy. The roads were packed, it's just me. A long time no see, Urgy. How you been? Swimming much these days? Hello. No, I've been so busy. Busy, Urgy, my boy. You have to make time to relax. Yes, indeed.
Udgy. It seems to be a nickname for the judge.
I'm afraid you're right. Very afraid. Sorry, but who are you? Ah, you're all right, hey, the attorney. I've heard good things about you, son. Oh, I'm getting these laggy commercials. I'm sorry.
Oh.
Thanks? So sorry about our little Worth here giving you all that trouble, eh? You know, we should all go swimming together sometime. Jolly are they? Jolly good. He's got that,
Jolly good.
he's got the Basil from the Long Patrol. Little Worthy? Mr. Wright, you don't know the district chief of police? He sounds like a police. Yeah, like a...
This sounds like a priest.
Chief of police? He's the top rank police officer in the district.
Blink.
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 Oh.
No.
Name's Guts. Damon Guts. Pleased to meet you, everyone. What? So to what do we owe this honor today? It's been over 2 years since you last came to this courtroom, hasn't it?
You go swimming with the lake with the priest and suddenly you lose your virginity. I know, right? He has a very fixation on going swimming. And I'm like,
Well, it's Worthy here. Look at the poor fellow. I just thought I'd help out by bringing this. Hey, that's...
my sister's muffler.
So Miss Star wasn't just seeing things. When the crime occurred, Miss Sky really was wearing that muffler.
The fact that she has a muffler on while she's in jail means she's totally got another muffler.
She has spare mufflers. I like how they pulled out a little, like,
hair
a
tuck.
little swirl. Sorry, more ice cream time.
I know. I've got the luxury of space between lines.
But to think that it was stuffed into that exhaust pipe. Oh, little Worthy's car, on little Worthy's car, no less. Oh my god, forever. It's really quite embarrassing, even for us. When you order a cone with ice cream, but eat it with a spoon anyway. I mean, you can. There's no law against it. What's this? It's what you'd call a switchblade knife. Quite perplexing, this. Chief, what kind of outfit are you running? Mr. Edgeworth, how could they miss such a vital piece of evidence? If your investigators are this lax, how do you expect us to do our job? Now, wait a minute, Worthy. I've no desire to hear your excuses. I'm telling you to wait. Or didn't you hear me? Ooh. Have a look at this document, where it says person in charge of investigation. There's no mistaking that signature is there. There's no mistaking that signature is there. Miles Edgeworth? That's not fair. On the day of the crime, I had... Your head in the clouds because your head in the clouds because you got that award. I know how you feel. But you're the person in charge. I expect a written apology. What? Are you serious? Don't be too upset. We'll find a way to clean this mess up that you made. Ooh. Chief of Police got some claws. Doesn't take shit from prosecutors.
This is the first time I've ever seen Mr. Edgeworth at a loss for words.
This kind of major blunder is unlike you, Mr. Edgeworth. Ugh. The court accepts this new evidence, but I'd like to ask the defense a favor first. Yes? Just to be sure, I'd like to take a look at the blade of this knife. The blade, Your Honor? Well, I don't see why not. Could you open it up for me, I wonder? Yes, well, I think all you have to do is push the switch and... If I cut my finger, Mr. Wright, I wouldn't be able to pound my gavel anymore. Yeah, but if I cut my finger, I wouldn't be able to point at people anymore.
Come on, just hurry up and open it.
Fucking dead. Ooh, it's a switchy blade.
Ooh, a switchy blade.
Do I need my mouse for this?
No, you don't. You can just use the keys.
No, but I need to rotate.
No, the other keys.
Yeah,
H and B M. Fine. Ah! Don't scare me like that.
I'm the one who's scared.
Look at this knife blade. The tip is broken off.
And this dark red stain. Blood?
Switchblade. Added to the court records.
This does not excuse the actions of the police department. I would like to hear an explanation from the chief of police himself. I'm terribly sorry, but could I ask you to testify for us about the split between the prosecutors and the police and this knife? Sure thing. Not a problem. Not a problem. Not even a little one, really. I'll tell you. Upon the aisle. Maybe I can do that.
Yeah, maybe.
But he's got more of that basilite. The knife is special, but I can't say how here, unless there's evidence to prove a connection between this knife and Goodman. That was a bad day for the department. We weren't in a shape to do any investigation. A detective was killed at the police department. See what a mess. At the time of the crime, 5:15. Scary coincidence, eh? It's not officially linked to this case here, so I can't talk much about it. So
He's talking about
another death.
Another death.
Yeah. There was a murder at the police department. A detective. That's hush-hush information, Archie. Haven't exactly announced it yet. Wait a second. You said 5:15. That's the exact time that the Detective Goodman was killed at the prosecutor's office.
Ooh,
So two simultaneous murders. Order!
Two policemen.
Anyway, we at the department were all flustered at the time. As you might well assume. We're in the middle of a top secret investigation. Don't tell anyone, okay? I think we understand the police department's situation. Well, Mr. Rat, two detectives killed at the same time in two different places.
The chances of that are really slim, scientifically speaking, of course.
I'd like to exercise my right to cross-examine the witness. Very well. However, keep your questions focused on the case at hand. Okay, so this is
fair.
This is the judge warning us, I think, that he will reprimand us if we start poking unnecessarily. The knife is special, but I can't say how here. Okay. Kind of want to investigate that knife a bit more.
Found at the crime, wrapped in the defendant's scarf.
Yeah.
SL92. There's a small tag on the knife.
It says SL92.
What's that supposed to mean?
I'm not sure, but it reminds me of a similar code. BL6. Maybe it's a case number?
That's weird.
What?
I don't remember where, but I think I've seen something like this before. Something similar to what's written on this tag. It wasn't that long ago either.
Maybe I should check the court records again. So I have something in my court records? Oh! What was the number again?
SL92.
We're looking at this upside down. It's all coming together! Okay.
Push everything!
I will push everything and see what happens.
Push it!
Excuse me, special? Hard to come by this particular knife anywhere else. Might that special thing be this little tag? Oh, sorry, righto, but I can't say that now, not that. We've established that the knife in Goodman's chest was this knife. Now, why was there another knife at the scene of the crime? That's quite a mystery. And like a mystery, it's wrapped in something. A muffler!
Wrapped in a muffler
Unless there's evidence
in a
to prove a
taco.
connection between the knife and Goodman. Then maybe we're ready to press it.
Definitely worth pressing. There are a lot of statements in here that were worth pressing.
This knife was found at the scene of our crime. I think it makes sense it's connected to the case, don't you? See, there's a lot of things that go on in the department I can't explain. It's delicate, okay? Sorry, righto.
Maybe there's something about the knife that will give us a clue. Let's examine that knife while we can, righto?
Evidence that links
Let's
this
examine
knife.
that knife if we can, righto?
Righto! Righto, cheerio, hop hop, tip. I think that's perhaps a piece of. I think that perhaps that the pieces are falling into place. I should try presenting the piece of evidence that stumped me all this time. Yeah, maybe. So how are things down at the department? That was a bad day for the department. We weren't given initiative to do an investigation. A detective was killed. On the same day that a detective was killed in the prosecutor's parking lot, another detective was killed at the police department? That's a fact! That's a fact! Surprising, isn't it, Udgy? I'm at a loss for words. And the perpetrator? Do you have a suspect? Well, there was a suspect. Just arrested him, in fact. Just arrested? That was quick. But there's still a lot of unanswered questions. Maybe you could help, righto? I suppose I could help if you help me by giving me data on your case. Oh, good one. The skid's sharp. Okay, here's the deal. I'll tell you one thing and one thing only. Where the victim was found, how the victim was killed, when the victim died. We already know when. We know where, so we're gonna ask the how. Well, how was the detective killed? How was he killed? Now that's the interesting part. It was what we in the force call a stabbing with a knife. A knife? That's exactly the same way as Detective Goodman. And that's the spirit. We're cooking now. But you know,
You don't say.
that's the only thing that was exactly the same. What do you mean? There were more similarities between the two cases there were more similarities between the two cases than the cause of death. It seems like I'm going to have to press this a bit harder. Time of the crime, 5:15. Square coincidence.
Indeed.
5:15? But that's when Detective Goodman was killed at the prosecutor's office. What? What? Was it a what? Funny, isn't it? A murder at the prosecutor's place and a murder at our place at the very same time. What are the chances?
Slim to none.
Rebel.
Coincidence.
Coincidence?
This is just my gut feeling, but I'd say there is a 0.001% chance of that happening.
You give her a more nasally voice?
Yeah, I'm going a little bit more nasally.
Chief Gamp, please tell us more about the incident. It's not officially linked to the case, so I can't talk much about it. Fuck it. I think we already know where the contradiction is. So we're gonna press tab, and we're gonna present this bad boy. Wait a second! Ah, at last! An honest to goodness objection! This knife. This has to have something to do with Detective Goodman. What do you mean? What do you mean? An honest to goodness, what do you mean from Udgy? This is great!
He takes too much. He's having too much fun with this.
Look at the tag on this knife. It reads SL9 2. And this is important. Why? Over here, we also have a memo that was on the body of the victim. What's this? 6 minus 7s, 12 over 2. Your Honor, it's upside down. Upside? The printed name on this memo makes it look like it's right side up. But turn it around, and what do you get?
Dun dun dun.
Ba ba ba. Aha! Whoever wrote this note was holding the paper upside down. SL9. That's the same thing that was written on the knife's tag. On the knife's tag. Sorry, I'm thinking of this right. Order. Well, Chief? Oh, well, I guess the cat's out of the bag. You win, righto? I win? What game is this guy playing? This knife was evidence in a case. It was stolen from the department's evidence room. So this knife was stolen. Yes, but on the day of the murder. It was evidence. It was evidence, you say. In fact, was it in fact a murder weapon? Nice. Good show, little worthy. It was a murder weapon as it happens. It was evidence from a case long since solved. So this knife was stolen on the day of the murder, and it was found in the exhaust pipe of Edgeworth's car?
Hard to think there isn't a connection here. Your pompous accent is the best.
That was a bad day for the department. We weren't in any shape to do an investigation. Okay. We can talk this more now. How can you say there's no connection? How? Because I'm the chief of police. I can't just say anything. Anything I please, righto? You understand? Try to understand, righto.
Righto.
Well, if you can prove there is a connection, more power to you. Maybe there is something that ties the two murders together. Whatever it is, I'd better find it and get to the bottom of this. Two detectives were killed at 5:15. One at the prosecutor's office, and one at the police department. That can't be a coincidence.
And that knife. What was it doing there?
I'd better check this knife out. So this is it. This knife was evidence in a case that was stolen from the department's room. Okay, so we have more about it now.
Did we ever press this one?
What?
this particular...
Yeah, we did. And he was just like, yeah, it was stolen. It was on the day of the murder. It was part of a case that was closed.
Okay.
There has to be a connection here.
We didn't press literally everything.
We weren't in a shape to do investigation.
Yeah.
Something happened to the police department too, huh? You got a good look on your eyes there, Righto, my boy. Shut up! Hungry! So, something did happen. But why wasn't I informed? Why weren't you informed? Well, why didn't you ask? No matter, I understand. You were busy, what with Lana's case and all. Well, what happened? What happened to the police department that day? And then this comes across. Detective was killed, what a mess. Found him dead. This is not officially linked to this case, so I can't touch much about it. Unless I can present the slip. It's gonna pop the same, but...
Again? Again?
Because we've proven that it's part of the case. Give him his autopsy.
Yeah, I guess so, because now it's quote-unquote right side up.
It hasn't changed, does it?
No, it's right side up now.
Oh, right, cool.
Yeah.
So we'll do that. Before I do, I'm just gonna do a quick double check on this. This Kniff.
Knifus?
This Kniffu.
Kniffies?
So
We already established SL9.
This has been checked. I thought the blood of the tip would do something about it. No. Ooh.
What about the tag?
Tag's already been checked. Yeah, we checked the tag.
Worth checking again, just in case.
It's already checked. So.
This is true. Yeah, there's a small tag on the knife that says SL92. What's that supposed to mean? Just like
That's
DL6.
a case number, yeah. Stains. No, I think we're good. Well, yeah, no, that's right side up. I think we could present it. So let's present the news slip.
No.
No.
We fucked it up.
I'll give you more chances of it. Detective was killed. Okay, so he's gonna give me another question, maybe? How the victim was killed, we found. When the victim...
You already found that. Yeah, because it was...
Maybe when?
You already know. 5:15.
Yeah, how was the victim killed?
With the stabbing, and that was the key one. It was like, oh, we found out whole shit.
I can't
it
speak
was...
on where the corpse was found, but I guess the crime took place in the evidence room. The evidence room?
actually.
Yeah, didn't you mention the testimony just now? Oh, here you go.
Oh, yeah. Evidence room. Didn't he mention that in his testimony just now?
There you go, yeah. So I just have to go back and ask him
I
the
guess
question.
so. This knife was stolen in a case. It was stolen from the department's evidence room.
Not stolen. Stolen!
Not stolen. Stolen!
What? Cheerio? Pip, pip.
Pip, pip.
That's my voice I picked up from Hugh Laurie when he played in Black Hatter.
Pip, pip, cheerio.
Cheerio, pip, pip. Off to defeat the Huns we go. Yes. Oh. There's a connection between the two cases.
You seem happy, Mr. Wright.
Happy. We just got handed our ticket to go to town on this case.
Just to go down on this case?
Oh, babe.
Right.
With the link between the two cases established, we finally have some leverage. Now we can get Gant to testify on those details. So we already have it. I'm gonna press one more time and see maybe the knife. Oh, never mind. Here it goes. Yeah, Chief. The defense's position is simply this: the connection between the two cases has already been proven. You don't say. Well, out with it, Righto. What's your connection? Yes, out with it, Mr. Wright. The connection is a place mentioned in the testimony we just heard. The knife found in the lot was stolen from the police department's evidence room. Not to mention the victim had on him the case number of the knife's evidence tag. We also know that the detective murdered at the police department was killed in that very same evidence room. Indeed. There do seem to be too many connections for it to be a coincidence.
Blink. Blink.
You two make a good pair. It took my men 2 days to find out what you just deduced right here.
I know, right?
Is Edgeworth with you or against you? That's the funny thing. Most of the time you assume the prosecutor's there to screw you over.
But Edgeworth is
But the thing is that Edgeworth is just there to prove justice, right? To provide justice. And he simply was established with Gumshoe about the evidence that they provide, right?
it's that Edgeworth has implicit trust in the police to have done their job right. And so if they bring him a suspect, he will prove them.
He will assume the police
Yeah.
are right and they're justified.
Yeah.
And that the other person is he's
Is guilty.
Carmelite.
I mean, actually, yeah. Formerly, he was quite literally Carmelite.
My hands are messy. Can you grab me a wet nap? I'm sorry.
Oh,
My hands are
you
covered in
want a
Nanaimo
wet nap?
fudge. It's covered in fudge.
No. Brendan's gonna set things right here.
This is all game 2. Technically, yeah, you're right. This is game 2 stuff. They added this one just to kind of like ease you into the next game, or at least tease you into the next game, which I thought was really interesting. Sorry. I'm just getting every last bit of this Nanaimo McFlurry inside of my body. And in case you don't know what a Nanaimo bar is,
Oh, honey.
it's basically a
you made such a mess of yourself. Shh. We're quiet. It's quiet time now.
Yeah. How'd you find a McDonald's with an ice cream machine that wasn't broken or empty? I literally live across the street from one, so. He's still up in the air about what he's supposed to be doing. In this instance, yeah, he's going in blind. He's just riding blind. Oh no, puppers.
Oh no, puppers.
Okay, go puppers.
This for sure 他这个going to the 我这个的
Okay.
Oh, okay, they're gonna have to groom the puppers. We'll go through this with other people.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
The
Puppy grooming.
Going to play.
On-screen puppy grooming.
Do so. Don't need Mama hold her. She's so.
Look at her tubs. Oh,
look
she's so
at these
tabby.
tub-tubs.
I will hold. Okay, we're gonna have to do some doggy grooming on stream. Sorry, folks. Chat amongst yourselves in the chat there.
It's her dew claws are getting.
Oh, her dew
really,
claws are
really
getting
long.
too big. Oh, who's the puppers with the big dew claw problem?
呀，特长了。你把那点烂毛毛给它剪了。哎呦。
Oh, good
Oh,
girl.
good girl.
Mwah. Yeah, who's got a good?
It's a giant orange man. Yes, he's the chief he's the chief of police.
呀，怎么这么乖呀？
Sorry, we're grooming the pups because she
Happy
needs
yes.
some emergency puppy grooming.
Yes. Hold the
okay,
child.
Okay, come here, you. Oh my goodness.
Oh, cradle
Oh my
her.
goodness. Oh my. Oh my. Oh my. Oh.
I want to echo her.
He was
Okay.
not happy.
Okay, Mama.
She was not happy. Okay.
你的
Oh,
朋友
baby.
看得见我们吗
Yes.
哦哦
Just sit. That's okay.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Yes, sorry, Mama.
哦呦呦呦，哦妈妈。
He did not trust me. He's like, you smell like a cat. Get away from me.
你看他跟我就没那么说
Someone
过。
feeling wayward about what's just happened here while we fix this doggo. Hello, doggo.
Jump out. Oh, yes, good girl. Ooh.
The good thing about doggos is that when they get very uncomfortable, they don't immediately go for your face with their claws. They just want to get out of your pants. Like no. Her paws are okay.
Yeah,
No
just the dew
problem.
claws are starting to get really long.
Okay.
It's called do closer.
Dew claw.
too close.
Yeah, careful.
Yeah, there's gonna be little nail snippings everywhere.
Oh, yeah, don't worry. That's why this is year 4. We just take this to clean this after. Who's that, guys? This is Joyce's mom.
Who's this old lady?
Who's this old lady?
Who's this old lady?
Joyce's friend.
Oh, yeah, their claws are really thick. But they tend to get, they're a lot easier to groom than the boys.
Yeah, they don't split as easily as the cats do.
Kind of a split, yeah.
Yeah, their nails will split.
But that's what they're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Like, they're supposed to splinter off them the
Yeah.
sides.
Sometimes I cannot catch her. Sometimes when I catch her, Joyce not home.
Yeah, so stars not aligned, not today.
You have to
Can't do it.
lure her with candy. I bet she doesn't struggle as much as our boys do. Our boys will struggle to the death.
Not too much. No, not really.
为什么？你的小朋友看你心意了吗？
No, not yet.
Oh, okay.
All right. So what do we miss?
你们4个人一起玩啊？后面
Everything's good. Everything's good.
Tonight is just us two. Usually, sometimes there are like 5 of us.
那边跟谁玩？跟 computer 玩？Some other people?
Yep.
So whole game, how many people?
Just us. And then other people are watching.
Oh. Oh. Oh.
Okay, poochers.
那多贵呀！
No.
She's like, I know I cannot struggle. I will simply let this happen. Oh, look at this tab.
Oh, look at that pedicure.
那个
We'll do a vacuum after.
那个剪子，你帮我把这儿肚这儿的黑毛。
The cats clearly have a favorite, and it's Joyce.
Huh?
No. The boys will struggle if they're in Joyce's hands. They tend to struggle less when I'm holding them.
你看那边什么我都搅过了。
Look at her footsie paws.
So enjoy, hey. I don't want to move anymore. Right? 现在表情，哈。
It's okay. I'll do it in the vacuum after this. No big problem.
Okay.
Okay, is she good to go?
这儿。
Emergency dog grooming.
这个得黑不溜秋的，给他讲清楚了这点，这让我简单给他讲的。
行了吗？
She's looking at you like, can we stop this? When will this hell end?
这样好吗
OK
？Okay.
OK Thank you. Say bye bye 姐姐。拜拜姐姐。啊，拜
Bye bye. Oh,
Bye
look
bye
at this tub.
everybody. You see my tummy? No. We're a good girl. Don't let you see that.
I have some self-respect, some modesty, my
See
chastity.
my face. I have wonderful, beautiful face, right? Beauty face. Hello, bye bye.
Okay.
It's funny because she's a very old pupper. She's a geriatric puppers.
Yeah.
Bye bye. Thank you so
Okay.
much. See you
Okay,
later.
we're going back at it. Sorry about that. It took my men
Emergency puppy spa.
It took my men 2 days to find out what you deduced right here. Chief, I request that you release your information on the victim at the police department. See, that's the tricky part. It hasn't been denounced yet and all. Can we get the information unofficially? Hey, Paul. Sorry.
Hello, Paul.
Had to take a quick brief break and then did some doggy grooming. Emergency dog grooming. Sure, why not? It's unofficial after all.
There was a puppers. My mom brought in the puppers for emergency dog grooming because her little dew claws were getting really long. She's like, I never managed to catch the dog when I catch the dog and catch you. So now,
Now's the
please.
time.
Yes.
What? Really? Really?
Who would have guessed?
Who'd have guessed?
Who would have guessed?
I'll cooperate, but I can't reveal the name of the victim of the department, okay? What does that mean? If you're only gonna tell us a little, why not tell us everything? Ah, well, Well, case information is sticky stuff. You have to do everything properly.
Actually, yeah, that's kind of true.
Oh well, I guess I might as well try to get what I can out of him. Division, the gender, victim's ID number?
I would say ID number. That would basically identify them.
Yeah. Okay, how about you tell me the victim's ID numbers? Sure, why not? It's not like you'll be able to tell who it is from that.
Actually,
Of course not. You will. Of course not. You won't tell me their name after all. We keep a tight lid on ID numbers, so don't get your hopes up. The number is.
blink.
The number is 5842189. Well, that's quite long. And we have to remember these. It drives me nuts. 82. I can't do it. You didn't even get the first number right. Well, Mr. Wright, does this tell you anything? The ID number of the victim of the police department.
Hey, check
5842189.
Check your court records.
Yeah, let's do a quick court record check. So,
Go back.
actually,
go back for a sec.
his one department number is 5842189. But
Yeah.
how? What? Is there two good ones?
This tells me something. Actually, it does.
Actually, it does, Your Honor. It does. I think. Meaning, it has to be what I think it is. But what does it mean? Well, let us hear what the defense has to say. You say the ID number of the detective who was murdered at the police department tells you something. What does it tell you?
Take that!
Witness! What is it, Mr. Rat? You're grinning like a schoolgirl on prom night. No, I got confused. And this is new? Huh? Just come out with both guns blazing? Like you always do?
Oh no, that is the worst kind of split nail.
Oh.
Where it goes like all top to bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you have to wait for the whole nail to grow back, and you have to like make sure that it doesn't crack into the fresh nail.
Yeah. What happens with the cat sometimes? You just have to wait.
You gotta wrap it up. Basically, put a cone over their paw. So they can't nail
no,
at it.
no, you get those in like the nail covers.
Oh yeah, you can get nail covers. That's true.
Yeah. And then your dog will be like, "The fuck is this? I can't feel anything." Anyways.
The police department, the prosecutor's office, two places, two detectives murdered at one time. Actually, I happen to have a police ID number here. Oh-ho! Is it yours? No, Your Honor, I'm a defense attorney, remember? This is the ID number of our victim, Detective Goodman. Shame on you, righto. Personal IDs are top secret. Detective Goodman's ID number is 5842189. And this means what exactly? Wait. That ID number. We heard that from the chief earlier. That started with 82... I forgot. You didn't even get the first numbers right. Again. The number of the chief of police gave us was 5842189. Wait a second, Mr. Wright. What does this...
The judge is so adorable.
mean? That's what I want to know. The two ID numbers are identical. In other words, the detective killed in the police department's evidence room was Bruce Goodman. What does our witness think about that? Oh, sharp as a tack, righto? Sharp as a tack. But wait, Detective Goodman is our victim. He was killed at 5:15 in the underground parking lot. Yet a detective Bruce Goodman was also killed at the police department in the evidence room at the exact same time. That's impossible. So what we're saying is the same person was killed at the same time in a completely different location?
Impossible!
Impossible! Oh my god! Ora, what does this mean? No. What I want to know is why didn't I hear about this? Yes, it's top secret, fine, but I'm the prosecutor in charge of the case. Now just wait a second, Worthy. No need to get all flustered. Your Honor, the police department has made a grave error in this case. Wait. I said wait. Or didn't you hear? Oh, she got really sad. The oversight. The grave error? Mr. Edgeworth. Mr. Edgeworth, they're yours. What? How dare? We informed you yesterday. I believe it was our officer. Oh, sorry. Officer Meekins? Oh, right. The message that they wanted to send. Meekins sent to the Moy, right?
Yes. Mr. Wright, where have we heard that name before? Wait, aha!
Meekins! Oh, Meekins. Excuse me, but Mr. Edgeworth, anywhere on the premises? I'm here, sir, at the chief of the request of the chief, sir. I've got your report, sir. Oh, Meekins. You don't mean him. According to Meekins, you didn't accept the report. Hard to believe. But your officer, he told me. He said the report had nothing to do with the Lana Sky incident. Detective Bruce Goodman murdered at the police department evidence room. Mr. Edgeworth, the victim's name is written right on the top of the report. Ugh. Why did your officer tell me?
Honestly, I'm not sure that Officer was capable of making the connection. He did seem challenged.
In any case, this is a serious error, a gross negligence on your duty, of duty on your part, Worthy. Objection. But sir, you could have submitted that report this morning to the court as evidence. So, is it just me or is the police department gang up on Edgeworth right now?
Yes, they totally are.
Oop, long pause. Yeah, so the seal that they have in the middle is the police department seal. No such luck this time, Worthy. Or should I say, unworthy. Oh god, he's got a mean face on him. What? Now what was the second rule of evidence law?
Well, Mr. Wright?
Huh? Oh, well, it's rule number 2. Unregistered evidence presented must be relevant to the case on trial. And how is this rule relevant? Normally, you'd submit a list of evidence to be used in court before the trial. This report wasn't on that list. So what does that mean? I couldn't submit this evidence until a connection was proven in court. But you said earlier that your men figured out the link, didn't you, Mr. Grant? They did. They said that someone had died. They didn't say it was linked to the case per se?
No, he did. Because we're like, these two are linked.
Oh,
and he was like, oh, good on you. It took my men 2 days to figure out what you figured out.
Yeah,
right here.
but that was yesterday and then today, right? So technically it could have been just now they figured it out.
Maybe.
And so this is the day they figured it out and the connection was made.
Maybe.
Well, because they hadn't announced anything yet, they couldn't submit it. And because the court was still continuing, they couldn't put it on a list.
Maybe.
Right? So the connection was just proven by Raito over there. Good job, Raito, my boy. Huh? I was just doing my job. No. No! No!
Well, you'll get your chance.
It seems we have come to the end of this trial. I know you're going through a tough time, Worthy, but with all those I know you're going through a tough time, Worthy, with all those rumors. You were even in the defendant's chair just this past December. I apologize for this terrible lack of due diligence on my part. Mr. Edgeworth, please just give me 1 day.
Stream overlay, shadows outing your lurking. I know. No one can
hide. I'll get to the bottom of what happened. If it's the last thing I do. You'd better get results this time, really. You have my profound apologies, sir.
Sir. Or Mr. Edgeworth.
I don't think there's ever been an error this serious in the history of this court. I will grant one further day as the prosecution has requested. Will that be sufficient, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
You done fucked up.
Whatever your punishment, whatever your punishment for this is, whatever your punishment for this is, for your sake, I hope it's not disaster. Very well. Court is adjourned.
Yeah, I hope you don't lose your license over this, is basically what it is.
Looks like we have come to the end of the second day of trial, right? Or was it the first trial?
This is...
First day of trial,
Still
right?
first
yeah,
day.
it was just
Yeah.
so much more.
It's...
No, it's day 2. Day 2 trial ladder.
Oh, okay.
So this is the second day of the trial.
Like, this is a long case.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. Mr. Wright, so, what's going on with this case anyway?
So for everyone that's new here, we get to go do a recap.
Yes, good. I'm a little confused.
Huh? Well, let's see. What is going on? The detective Bruce Goodman was stabbed to death after 5 p.m. on the 21st.
No, that was only the first trial.
Ooh,
Yeah, that was the
so
first day.
this is the second one, yeah. He died at the prosecutor's parking lot and the police department's evidence room. What's this?
Oh, what's this and the evidence room part? The prosecutor's office and the police department are 30 minutes apart by car. Hello, enthusiasm. I know, right?
Well, that's what we're going to find out. Or try to, at least.
All right, let's do it.
Glad she's in good spirits, but I'm not sure she's gonna be much help with this.
Don't be so sure, Mr. Wright.
Huh?
Look, we're in this together, right? Right. I'll prove that these thick-rimmed glasses of mine aren't just for show. Let's go. Science awaits us.
So we're gonna do some forensic
More science.
Forensic science! She blinded me with science! With science!
Science!
Oh, you haven't heard that song before?
I have.
She blinded me with science.
I kind of have. I've heard the chorus.
With science!
You know, I really don't think we should worry about the police department murder. There wasn't even a body found there. Who cares?
There wasn't a body found there?
This takes place in the U.S., but that parking garage is Japanese style. No, technically this does not take place in the U.S.
They renamed it L.A.
Yeah. But
because they didn't... what was it? In the localization of the first game, they're like, that's okay. We'll just... Because we're porting it over to the States, and it's like, it's okay. Whatever. It doesn't really... Yeah, it's Japanifornia.
It's literally what it's called, isn't it? I think... Oh, Brendan would know.
But the idea is that it's an alternate universe kind of thing where Japanese internment didn't happen, and Japanese culture got integrated into LA.
Japanese culture, yeah.
Much more thoroughly.
Yeah, it was only our victim who was killed in their evidence room. No biggie.
Besides, my sister could never do such a thing. I know it.
It's basically Hawaii.
Yeah, basically California.
Yes.
It'd be able to be Hawaiian.
Yes, it's like mainland Hawaii. Yeah. It's like Hawaii.
Main island Hawaii, mainland.
Well, it's like if Hawaii were mainland.
Yeah. That oil drum, was it empty? Oh, May's not here. Damn it.
The oil drum kicked over by the chief prosecutor was brimming with water.
Watata.
My sister erasing evidence at the crime scene? Never.
Even though she says they don't get, even though she says they don't get along, Emma really likes her sister.
That's not it at all. It's just we're both professionals at what we do, and I trust her.
Big words for a high school student. Well, whether there was blood on the floor or not, the water in that oil drum washed it all away.
Ignore the strengths of my science at your own peril, Mr. Wright.
Huh? What's that green for?
The situation calls for one thing, and that is luminol testing fluid.
Testing fluid. Luminol?
Blood is sticky stuff, you know. You can't just wash it away with a little water. Even if you can't see it, it's still there.
But wouldn't the police have already done those tests?
Never trust anyone's eyes but your own, Mr. Wright. Just give it a try.
Me? Why do I have to do it?
I'm a minor. I can't even drink yet.
We're testing bloodstains with this stuff, not drinking it. The fact that Edgeworth's car has been confiscated as evidence. And he's likely to take public transportation as well or a rental. Well, he's a prosecutor. Or no,
He can afford
he is
the
a
rental.
high-end prosecutor.
He can afford the rental.
So he can afford it, yeah.
Here, I'll lend you my glasses to see.
Huh? You had an extra pair of those things? Ooh.
To test for a blood reaction, just spray the luminol on it. Like this, see? Press enter to spray on. Okay, let's find us some blood stains.
Oh, yeah. Actually, no, I can just click with the...
Yeah, you can just click.
Putz, putz. Ooh, putz, putz.
There we go. Some blood stains. I can see her eyes shining behind those glasses. So, this is a blood stain?
It's so... Ugh.
Emma, you're shaking.
It's just... This is my first time seeing real blood.
Scientific investigation in action.
Okay, well, we definitely know that this is bloodstain. But doesn't something strike you as odd? Scientifically speaking, of course.
What's odd about this, scientifically?
The amount.
Yeah, there's supposed to be blood everywhere, right? The perpetrator and Detective Goodman fought here, right?
So what the fuck was on those knives?
There's a difference between the amount, the volume of blood, right? Plus, it wasn't her handling those things, right? Anyway. So, you think there'd be more... Don't you think there'd be a little bit more blood?
I definitely think so. I mean, look at all the blood on the sole of the victim's shoe.
Oh yeah, now she's just kind of like...
Like blood!
This is pretty strange. If they fought here, there'd have to have been more blood than this.
Hey, Mr. Wright. I'm gonna mark up the floor plans where we found the bloodstain, okay?
No! Sorry.
Now she's all like, blood! This is fine. See, I'm pretty handy. What?
Tip that right.
Yeah.
Yeah, this stuff's pretty handy too.
I saved up my allowance to buy that. I got it off of ThinkGeek.
Oh my god, she had to buy her aluminum.
Well, it's not like you can just grab it from the science room
It's true.
in high school.
We can't be sure that the police will reveal all their evidence in court. Sometimes they fail to mention evidence that doesn't fit with their view of the case.
Let's drag that hidden evidence out into the light of day.
Yeah! Yeah!
Yeah!
It feels like we're really investigating a crime now, doesn't it?
I
mean,
guess
that's
we
kind
should
of
give
what
this a
you've been
spray
doing.
on anything suspicious. Look at our boy. Trying to get into his toys.
Huh? I wonder how that fluid of yours would react to a nice deli box.
Miss Star!
You only trust your own eyes, Not bad, you two.
So, ooh, that's nice.
This day-old deli box is on the house.
Just bouncing up and down on my brand new office chair, and I'm just paranoid the pneumatic strut's gonna pierce through the seat and go in my butt. Yeah. Safety feature, as intended, or bug? As designed? Bug or as designed?
Is it a bug or a feature?
Depends on your point of view. Sorry, it's just that kind of lead doesn't really. Sorry, it's just that kind of lead in doesn't really get my mouth watering.
Oh, I can think of something to get your
No.
mouth watering. You certainly put me in a tight spot today.
My apologies, Miss Star, but
No, it's okay. It was my fault.
Oh, we know.
I witnessed everything from that security room right there. But I was afraid that I wouldn't sound convincing enough, you see. I was wrong to think that. I'm sorry.
Sorry, you lied on the witness stand. That's unforgivable.
her heterochromia.
Little girl, don't forget what's important here. Even if the place I witnessed the events from was different, I still saw what I saw.
Are those rice balls on her head? Yeah,
Yes, they
Oh,
are.
Gary.
They are rice balls on
She's
her head.
she's what's it called? A lunch lady.
She's a lunch lady
Or,
now.
Yeah,
Delivery
just
lady.
catering.
I saw Chief Prosecutor Sky stab a man in cold blood, and that testimony still stands. I swear it on my honor as a detective. She stabbed Goodman.
Lies, they're jelly donuts. They're American jelly donuts. Thanks, Brock. It's about jelly donuts. I know this photograph is something important to tell us, but what?
So, you were a detective, weren't you, Miss Star?
Yes, it was a long time ago. Well, 2 years ago. No matter how hardened the criminals were when they faced me.
You should have given you the like that weird. What's it called? You know how like you have a weird
Sausage on her choker, you bet!
Yeah. What was that? No, it's like you know how like
You like this sausage on my choker?
you just get like that weird little sound. Like it's like what's it called? What's her name? Ariana Grande has the E sound. She has sound like a. No matter how hardened, like hardened the criminal when they faced it. Yeah,
No. No. They cuffed it up.
Coughed it up? As a weeb, you should have recognized that sausage. How dare your weebness! You should go to the weeb office directly and get retested.
They confessed. They babbled like babies. You know. I may seem like a demon sometimes, but I can be an angel too.
I can be your demon or your angle.
I can be your new, yeah.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Every day, I drag the dirt out of the mouths of suspect after suspect. And before long, they called me the cough-up queen. Those chocolates are laced with laxatives!
Oh, and here I thought someone had gotten food poisoning from your lunches.
And you were let go? Fired?
I felt that I had found my dream job when I became an investigator. And if these prim and proper prosecutors hadn't let me go, I'd still be one today. It's all because of that case, the SL9 incident.
SL9? Wait, she doesn't mean...
Yes, she does.
Also, if I can show her some evidence...
The knife. I would.
Kniff it, the kniff.
The kniffit.
Oh my god, present the kniff.
You gotta present.
Present the kniff.
Present.
What do you think about this?
The SL9 incident. It's written on that knife. And on that note. Goodman. Goodman was the head detective on that case, you know.
Really?
That knife was evidence from that case. The murder weapon. It was due for transferal the very day that Goodman was killed. As I suspected, SL9 isn't over. Not yet.
Do you think you could tell us more about the SL9 incident? So that was like a new talking point.
Oh, no. No, it doesn't. Maybe that.
Both? Oh no.
Huh. Interesting. Interesting. That didn't open up a new...
It should have, yeah.
It
Weird.
should have, yeah.
Maybe Lator? Anything else we can present her? Goodman. Blue Badger. Goodman's autopsy report. Cell phone. Parking lot floor. Crime photo.
Interesting. I don't know.
Criminal agent.
Interesting.
Oh, what's this? Oh, he's got Emma's name on the bottom. Someone used a marker to write their name on this. Emma Sky. Don't tell me you bring this with you everywhere you go.
Well, you never know when something might go down.
What kind of world do you think we live in?
Apparently a correct one because I need it right now.
Yeah, it's weird. Okay, doesn't seem she want to open up.
Oh,
Not yet, that is.
I guess we all have to come back.
Yeah, we might have to come back for this later.
Freeze ant.
Freezing. Let's see what else we can.
Photo?
Can we not use luminol here?
Could try.
We live in a world where someone is stabbed to death every 2.34598 597 seconds. Nice.
Here.
Oh,
a
okay, so
phone.
we're just reviewing the
Yeah.
phones and stuff.
That's the security office.
You probably see quite a lot from there. Probably means she wasn't lying when she said she saw Miss Sky stab him. Where's the security guard anyway?
Well, this is just something I heard. But apparently, he went out to buy coffee for Miss Star.
That woman is a force to be reckoned with.
Let's slide. Ooh, we're gonna let it slide. Alright, looks like everything else has been taken care of.
Oh, hunky dory.
Let's take a move to the detention center, maybe.
Should lunch lady be wearing rice balls on her head and not jelly donuts?
All you Americans. All you
You say to the Australian.
all you English speakers. Looks like Miss Sky is in for questioning.
I hope the detectives aren't yelling at her. How did you kill him in 2 places at the same time? Can you imagine?
How's she supposed to answer that? Wait a second. Didn't Mr. Grant say they'd arrested a suspect in they'd arrested a suspect in the police department murder?
Ah, let's come back later.
Alright, cool. Let's go to the
Imagine how pissed those people who own cars up in the risers are because their cars are trapped. I know, right?
Wow, everyone looks deadly serious here.
Well, there is a vicious murder of a detective down at the police department.
Yeah, but the same detective was also killed in the same time at the prosecutor's lot.
Ugh, makes my head hurt.
Well, first things first, let's go check out the police department crime scene.
Yes, you sound dead set on investigating. But don't mess up, or we could wind up dead.
I doubt anyone wants more I doubt anyone wants more mysteries or dead bodies around here right now. I don't give a fuck about who died here. Just let me go home. Yeah. But it doesn't look like anyone's gonna help us much either. So King is in the evidence room. So they said that we should check out the. Oh, it's even busier here today than it was yesterday.
The detectives are running around so fast they're blurring.
I suppose it makes sense. A detective did get killed here after all.
So, the evidence room, the scene of the crime. According to the pamphlet, we got at the front desk. Here it is.
She's like a kid in an amusement park.
Ooh, a real crime scene. Let's go take a look.
Oh, so we can go take a look.
Ah.
The guard station. Ooh.
Oh, we know whose station this is.
Yep. What's with the decor in this place? It's very eccentric. I love the trap.
lasso?
Yeah, fucking so dumb.
According to the pamphlet, this is the guard station for the evidence room.
So beyond that door is the evidence room, the scene of the crime?
It sure seems that way. Oh.
What's wrong?
It's those cacti. They're so prickly, so imposing. It's hard to think straight.
If you can't handle the cacti, stay out of the desert. What I want to know is, if this is a guard station, where's the guard?
I have a feeling I know who he is already.
I'm ringing.
I am ringing. Where am I ringing from?
This swinging door makes the place look like some kind of saloon. But look, it's nailed shut. You can't get in that way.
Of course not. If you went in through here, those cacti would fall over. Ouch.
It's funny, she used the word cacti correctly, now she didn't do it this time.
The cactus. Not the cacti.
Oh,
The cactus.
I'd say it'd be more of a yeah myself.
Yipes, those sure are prickly. They must be the real deal.
Oh, I think just one big one would be sufficient.
These cacti are a lot like my sister, actually.
How so?
Encased in a cold, rigid shell with spines pointing in every direction. Just like her.
I'm not so sure I see the resemblance.
Well, it's more an attitude thing than a physical similarity.
Fair.
She's a prickly bitch. There's a security guard uniform hanging here.
It looks more like a costume than a uniform, honestly.
A leather jacket, leather pants, a leather... What was that called again? A... Paunchy? Pinchy? Oh, I know! A poochie! Maybe that wasn't it.
A poncho. It's a poncho. But I think I'll keep that information to myself for the time being. Just want to make her laugh a little. It looks like there's a video feed from the evidence room here.
Ooh, there's a light blinking below the monitor. It says recording. I bet we could use this computer to check on who went in and out of there.
That we could. That we could.
Look at all the, like, alcohol.
Bottles. Cacti
God.
bottles. Another cacti bottle.
Texas!
Stupid. Yeah, the cacti doesn't have enough boobs.
Look, on the floor, a lasso.
Looks like it's set up to trap something.
A trap here? Wait, I know. Maybe someone was trying to catch a wild bull in here, but the lasso missed.
You sure have an active imagination. The evidence room is beyond that door.
Let's just walk in. It won't open.
You thought it'd be open? I think
Well,
we need someone's permission to go in here first. Alright, so I don't think we can go in here without permission.
permission.
Was there anything else aside from the lasso there?
Not that I see. So maybe we go back to the law office. From here we can go to... Nope, I think we didn't. I think we have to go back to the parking lot.
Swipe that bitch.
Yeah, she won't open
Card
up.
reader.
Hmm?
I don't know.
Yeah, she won't open up. Maybe we need to present her more evidence. That's all. 9 case. Victim shoe.
Maybe-
The switchblade.
Maybe the photo.
This one?
Oh, actually, also, Jake is right. Go check on the card reader.
Sure. Oh, we haven't go to the prosecutor's office either. Okay, we'll check the card reader and then we'll head off.
Yes.
Nope, it's part of the door.
No, yeah, okay.
Yeah, so it looks like we're gonna have to move to the prosecutor's office. That's the last thing we haven't checked yet.
Into the prosecutor's office.
Prosecutors.
Prosecutors. Edgeworth.
We went to here, right? And then from here we moved to... Right, because this...
Don't you have an ID?
Ooh, you're right, I do have an ID. But it wouldn't... I don't think we know how to just yet.
How do
It would have suggested, oh yeah, we have it. But we can't present the ID to the door.
Yeah, that's true. It's not like we can...
Well, this place is as classy today as it was yesterday.
And I'm sure it'll still be just as classy tomorrow, Emma. Incidentally, Edgeworth's not here.
I'm sure he's off doing important investigations.
I hope
Here,
that's
inanimate object. Look at this.
I hope that's what he's doing.
Huh?
I guess we'll have to come back. Okay, so he's not here either. Anything else we can examine here that might be interesting? Work desk. It's quite tidy. Aww. Gumshoe. So this is old. Yeah, looks like there's nothing new here. Alright, let's bounce. So why isn't she talking to us? I thought she would if we presented her with the evidence, but apparently she's not. Maybe we can adventure with something else?
Wow, what was I gonna look up? No, back in the pop-up screen.
We found this ID card here in the parking lot.
Well, there's no mistaking that. It's definitely Goodman's.
But it's the same ID as the man who was killed at the police department.
That's impossible.
I wish I could be so sure. Sorry, I fudged it. I like how they actually censored the personal information instead of making them straight lines or squigglies.
Yeah, it was kind of cute. Like if you look underneath, it actually says Bruce Goodman.
Alright, doesn't look like she's...
I was gonna look something up and then I forgot what it was.
So this is what was... And she's like... And then do you think you could tell us more about the SL9 incident? And she doesn't. For some reason. So I'm just gonna push everything I can. So that's not right. She's talking about refusing her tea. Goodman's autopsy, the knife for Edgeworth, King of Prosecutors thing, nothing here. Back to the detective precinct? Maybe. We've already checked everything, but they said that there was no one at the detective precinct initially. So we've done everything we can. So I'm just speeding through some of the dialogue initially. I love that she has her own style of like wrapped bento boxes, like with her face on it. So cute.
Sounds like Game Boy Advance music. Well, I mean, yeah,
this is
kind
Game
of.
Boy Advance music. Yeah.
Yeah,
The first
it
game
is,
was on
it
Game Boy
is.
Advance. See, every time SL9, I'm like. Just gonna double check the doors. Computers are locked. No one slide. Same thing about her sports car. A block. I've already checked the ladder. Or right now, there's gonna be a dumb pun about the ladder. Hold on. It says, aha, a ladder. It's a step ladder.
What's the difference in scientific terms, please?
Scientific, huh?
Pictures.
It all seems so horribly familiar somehow. She's being preached to by a sidekick, essentially. Yeah, looks like there's nothing left. Let's move back to the precinct, I guess.
You looked at you presented her everything?
Almost, yeah. It just has a sports car, but I imagine he drives like a fucking grandma.
There's one more to present her, actually.
Did I forget something?
Yeah, we actually do have to present her, like, a whole fuck ton of shit. The crime scene photo that she took. Underground parking lot. The photo that she took of...
Present. Stabby photo.
Yeah.
Where is it?
Next one. This one. Present.
Oh, yeah.
If you think about it, I could have taken that picture from the guard room. But even I get flustered sometimes.
So you went straight to the scene of the crime?
I rushed towards the chain link fence in an effort to stop the murder. And that's when I took this photo, yes.
In other words, 5 minutes after the crime.
Those 5 minutes are the whole problem. The hole in my the hole in my testimony, as it were.
5 minutes weren't the problem. Miss Star, you lying was the problem. You're a liar. You lied to me.
You lied to me.
Listen, little girl. I've had my testimony disregarded before. And I wasn't going to have it disregarded again. Just like that time.
That time?
There you
That
go.
talking point? Open. There we go.
Fucking. You had to, like, give her.
I had to, like, pull a teeth to get that.
And that incident really opened up my eyes to the truth. We're nothing to them. Disposable.
Disposable? To who?
2 years ago, It was the biggest case I'd ever handled. Sorry, it was the biggest case I've ever handled.
Oh hey, it's the Funky Bunch.
It is the Funky Bunch.
They literally encapsulate like the craziness of like, I think that's the whole point. They encapsulate like different genres of movie. So you have the Western, noir, and then you have I guess like the French.
Femme fatale.
Femme fatale, yeah.
So, they didn't solve it?
Two cowboys.
Yeah, it's a secondary cowboy.
Yeah. On the contrary, it was solved quite cleanly. The criminal was caught and executed.
Executed?
Yes, the criminal got what was coming to him. It doesn't get any cleaner than that. The only problem was, they never did find decisive evidence. Not a shred.
What? But the criminal was executed, right?
On the basis of evidence of a sort. Made up evidence.
What? You mean they executed someone on fabricated evidence?
The best part came several months after the trial. Every detective involved with the case was dealt with. Some were demoted to patrolmen, others found themselves out of a job.
And you were one of those?
Myself and one other person you know well.
Wait, could it be?
Exactly. Detective Jake Marshall. Oops, I meant Police Department Security Detail Officer Jake Marshall. As professional detectives, we investigated that case from every angle. Jake was particularly determined. And then, it was over. He was demoted. However, he hasn't forgotten, and neither have I.
You haven't forgotten SL9?
There was another side to that case, a hidden side. That's what we're after now. And no one up in their fancy offices can stop us.
What? Wait! Those lunches you sell.
There's only one reason I come here to sell lunches in this accursed office. I come here to meet my friends. Boyfriends that can help me investigate.
Star's old boyfriends. How many does she have anyway?
The boyfriend, the other one, another one, and what was it? The slot for yet another is still open?
Like the fact that the judge actually like
Paused and thought about it.
Just when all the detectives on SL9 have disappeared, we find new evidence. Whore. Oh, come on, Jake. She's just giving out lunches. No big deal.
There has to be a connection.
So, rookie.
But yeah, she is playing the femme fatale. That's her side. Then Jake Marshall plays the cowboy. Then you have the
Goodman.
Hood Goodman, the noir detective. What?
It seems like you're serious about investigating this case.
Yeah.
Then you should take this.
Salisbury steak lunch?
Never know what some good solid meat's gonna do you.
Good
meat. I know a certain guy who might help you if you tempt him with this treat.
Ooh, steak lunch.
So what you're telling me is that I need to give my meat to another man?
Are you telling me that I have to that you're telling me that they'll tell Phoenix to give them his meat milk?
Miss Star! Officer Marshall, is he your, are you his... Are you going out?
Why do you want to know?
I was just wondering what happened to him. A long time ago, when he was helping my sister do cases, he was so nice.
Hey, Tony.
He got along so well with my sister, it made me jealous.
Ooh,
And
sounds like the
he was
beginning
nice
of...
to me too back then,
This would be when Officer Marshall was a detective.
but now he's so cold.
Jake and I are merely cooperating on this investigation. We're putting the past to rest, as it were. Nothing more than that.
I see. Thank you.
Officer Jake Marshall. So now that we have the
he used to be
key...
Detective Jake Marshall.
Well, that was referenced before.
Yeah, this is true. But
So
now you know he was a detective on the same squad.
On the SL9 case, yeah. This place is charged with frantic energy, as always.
Please. Huh? Wasn't that?
Oh.
Oh.
1 steak lunch, please. Oh, it's you. Detective Gumshoe. Now's no time for chit-chat, pal. I'm a busy man. What I really need is a steak lunch from that lunchland. From the lady from Lunchland.
Oh, you need one of these? Actually, it's not for sale.
I think I just heard the sound of his heart breaking.
Oh.
Now's no time to despair. We've caught our criminal. Now we just need evidence. The criminal? You mean... You heard about the stabbing in the police department evidence room, right, pal?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Detective Gumshoe. On the same day that a detective was killed in the prosecutor's parking lot, another detective was killed in the police department? That's not what we want to know. And the perpetrator? Do you have the suspect? Where there was a suspect just arrested them, in fact.
I like that you kind of.
I have to
you need the physicality.
Just arrested them, in fact.
Pip pip cheerio.
Pip, pip, cheerio, what? It's the biggest scandal to hit the station in ages. Everything's so topsy-turvy. But Detective Gumshoe, who was it? Listen, pal, all I know is I need me a steak lunch, pronto. Standing around here talking isn't gonna fill my belly. Oh.
Wait, don't leave.
If you want to know more, head down to the detention center, pal. Questioning should be over, so I figured he's down here to have a...
Having a good cry.
Questioning should be over, so I figure he's down there having a good cry.
Oh.
Later. Oh.
Oh no! A bunch of comments didn't send due to lag.
Latency.
Latency. Latency. Latency. Ugh.
He ran off to the evidence room.
Well, this investigation is running off to...
It's off to a running start.
Well, this investigation is off to a running start. Let's go talk to...
Jake.
Oh, he's not here.
Oh, he's not here still. Okay, so we do gotta go to
The
detention center.
Detention center. That would be here. All right, who's this new guy? February 23rd, detention center, visitors.
Still, I do feel better about things. A little. I mean, they caught the person who stabbed Detective Goodman, didn't they?
Yeah, I guess they did. Let's not go too far down that road right now. Things will just get confusing.
What was that?
Oh no. It's Meekins. It's Meekins. Sir, that's what I'm saying. Me, a perpetrator? I'd say I was perpetrated against, sir. That's what I'd say. It's Meekins. Oh my god. Hi, greetings, sir.
Wait, I know who you are.
Oh, Meekins. Oh, I need to give him a better voice. Excuse me, sir, but is Mr. Edgeworth, anywhere on the premises? I'm here, sir, at the request of the chief, sir. I'll get your report, sir.
Officer Meekins, so you're a guard here at the detention center?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, sorry.
There you go, Joyce pulled the cord a little bit
Sorry.
weird. No, sir, I'm not, sir. I'm a little lost patrolman, like a little lost lamb, sir.
Oh, I get it. You're here to deliver a report.
No, sir, how should I say this? Wait, he isn't... Is he? You, Officer Meekins? You didn't, did you? Perpetrator Officer Meekins reporting, sir! Oh no.
What?
Meekins! Now this is an unexpected turn of events. I love the fact that his patrolman badge also has him saluting in it.
Oh yeah!
He's like, oh, Meekins. Also, I still love the fact that he has that little like lucky charm, the Japanese lucky charm from the shrine. I'm just like, oh, he just needs all the luck he can get. Oh. Sir, I'm a patrolman with general affairs, sir. Sir! Ow! I can hear you just fine, Officer Meekins. I had some business that day, sir, so I went to the evidence room, sir. The guard station in front of the room was empty, sir.
So, normally there's a guard at the evidence room.
That's right, sir, because evidence is kept in the evidence room, sir. Now the security officer was none other than Jeff Officer Marshall. Marshall? Then, sir, I happened to glance at the security room monitor. And that's when I saw him, sir. A suspicious person in the evidence room. A suspicious person, sir! Oh, a suspicious... Oh my goodness. He just slaps his hand onto his broken hand. He's like, oh!
Oh, Meekins.
What the heck is this guy doing?
So what happened then?
Meekins, please, honey.
After that, sir, everything went white. I saw red. I blacked out. And when I came to, I was here, in the detention center. How long were you out? Days?
You know what? Maybe with this guy.
Might I ask, what happened to your hand?
Sir, there was no one to bandage me, sir. So I did what I could to wrap it up, sir. A bandage on his hand? A bandage just like Miss Sky?
Yet another similarity between this case and the one at the prosecutor's office.
First things first, tell us how you hit your hand. We'll go through it. About your hand, did that happen during the course of the crime? Well, you see, sir,
Don't you think you should just confess?
But but there was nothing I could do. Nothing you could do? Sir, to tell you the truth, sir, when it happened, when the detective pointed that knife at me, I just hollered, sir. And the next thing I knew, I was unconscious. The next thing you knew, you were, what? Then I opened my eyes, and I was alone in the evidence room, sir, all alone. All alone because Detective Goodman had just disappeared.
What?
Then I looked down, I was gushing blood from my hands, sir. Oh, the shock, oh, the sorrow, sir. Can you imagine how I felt? The victim's body disappeared?
That's some story.
I don't mean to pry, but you are the perpetrator, correct? You killed Detective Bruce Goodman in the evidence room, right? Oh, he's just like fiddling his little charm. Oh, sir, please don't look at me with those sad puppy dog eyes, sir. If you have to label me as a perpetrator, or victim, sir, then label me a victim. I would, but you happen to be in detention and alive and well at that. Oh yes, well it's true, sir. I suppose you could say that. Did you know the victim, Detective Goodman? Well, sir, if I had to label him as a stranger or a total stranger, then I'd say he leans heavily on the total stranger side. So you didn't know him? Sir, I worked in a tiny department devoid of light or other creature comforts.
Oh, honey.
I don't know any detectives. Oh.
So, if he was a total stranger, why did you stab him?
Then I stabbed him. Sir, I had no intention of killing him, sir, none. Nor do I have any recollection of killing him, sir. At least someone around here is more confused than I am. Present him some evidence, maybe.
Maybe.
So it's just like, this is the guy, right?
Would you take a look at this?
Hey! That's it, sir! That's it!
What's what?
My head was a blank until this very moment. But sir, now I remember, sir! You mean, you remember what happened? Correct! That card caused all of this!
Huh? This ID card.
Exactly, sir! That's exactly it! Nothing could be more exact, sir! Nothing! I better pry into this a little bit more deeper. That should open up a new talking point, right? Crime details. Can you tell me what it was you do remember? Well, sir, you might say I'm a little lost patrolman. A lost little lamb, if you will. Oh, Meekins.
Oh.
I didn't know Mr. Detective Goodman, who was in the evidence room. And that's why you thought he would look suspicious.
That's why that was Phoenix.
That's why you thought he looked suspicious. Sir, I entered the evidence room and asked the man to show him his ID card.
Well, that sounds pretty much by the book so far.
Why is he drawing an entirely different art style? It's because he's supposed to be comical. He's a comical character. That's right, sir. That's what I've been trying to tell you. You asked Detective Goodman to show you his ID card. What did he do? That's the thing. He suddenly pointed a knife at me.
What?
Sir, I assure you, I was as flustered as you are right now. So I whooped and leapt at him. Detective Goodman pointed a knife at him? Do unto others before they do unto you. My own father's words, sir.
What happened then?
Well, sir, everything went white. When I awoke, I was here. Right. Reason for his arrest.
So, Officer Meekins, why was it that they arrested you?
What do you mean, Emma?
Well, let's look at what we know. According to my research, now, Officer Meekins didn't know Detective Goodman, and the victim, who he met at the scene of the crime, didn't show his ID card. In other words,
we have no way of knowing if the victim was really the victim.
And if this body just disappeared from the evidence room...
According to my... Yeah, Wayward got it.
Oh, yeah.
According to my research...
We don't even know if anyone actually died.
That's it, sir! That's what I was trying to say! That is, I did something along those lines.
Huh? But you still ended up here.
They told me that it had to be me, sir. On that day, at that time, Detective Goodman was definitely in the evidence room, sir. Detective Goodman was definitely in the evidence room. That's what they said. But you don't remember the evidence. You don't remember the evidence clearly. No, but the videotape is quite clear.
Huh? Videotape?
For the security camera. The crime, my crime, the crime I swore to stamp out. It's there. It's me. It's on tape.
Title of your sex tape?
And you waited until now to tell us this?
I'm sorry. Really sorry, sir. I'll hand over my badge. I don't deserve it. No thanks. I have my own. Well, guess we'd better go check out the crime scene.
Aha! Now back
Thanks,
to the
Meekins.
evidence room. Oh, baby boy, I know.
Hey, Mr. Wright, look who's standing at the Chief of Detective's desk.
It's Police Chief Grant. He's got like badges everywhere, so it's absurd.
His
So
buttons
when
are
I
badges.
look at it, I don't know what the symbol is, but all I see is like people going like this. Ooh. And you're sure this is all? You know what it means if there's anything missing.
Sir, I'm sure it's most likely totally perfect.
We checked. No, it's the guy's we checked all the drawers. Under his seat cushion, behind his computer monitor, inside his personal coffee machine. Oh, I see. Well, if anything does turn up, you call me right away. Deal? Yes, sir. We'll scour the place again, sir. The chief of detectives looks a little flustered.
I thought it was a two-tined fork.
Yeah, could be. Aha! Right here, my boy.
If you look at the black, yes. But if you look at the gold, it's like... Ooh.
Aha! Right here, my boy. How ya been? Swim much?
God.
Oh, Chief Grant reporting for duty, sir.
Why are you saluting him, Mr. Wright?
Ooh, fancy talk. Is Edgeworth gonna be okay? Oh, Worthy? Oh, you know, they're doing a little inquiry committee with him.
Sounds like an inquisition.
Yep, well, they had no end of trouble with the boy since last year. You mean the incident on Gourd Lake? It doesn't look good having a top prosecutor sit in on the defendant's seat, does it? And you got someone else guilty. You got someone else found guilty in that case, right? Righto?
In the Spanish Inquisition.
What karma? A legend he was, undefeated in his 40-year career. But in court, you fixed it so he was caught for forging evidence. Wait, I didn't do anything wrong. He did forge evidence. In any case, the prosecutor's office is in a bit of turmoil, you might say. Why, they just do about anything to restore their reputation. Now, depending on what the inquiry committee decides, it could be bad for Worthy.
What?
I'm sorry. Oh, my bad.
Oops.
Could
be bad for Worthy.
I hit a button. I'm going too fast.
Bad for Worthy.
Gotta go fast. There you go.
Don't go too fast and do it all over
Yeah.
again.
It's downright odd, I tell you. The detective getting killed on the detective getting killed on the TIF too, I mean. They're being the prosecutors, I assume.
Scientifically speaking, it's impossible.
Yes, but that's what the evidence is saying. Goodman was stabbed in 2 locations at the same time. That's what it says. The evidence. What evidence is this? Now, righto, I can't give away all our secrets just like that. And this in particular, well, it's a little sensitive, and I can't talk about it. I wasn't expecting much anyway. You know, one thing I hate most of all is hiding stuff. Secrets, I can't stand them. But you know, it's a full-time job just keeping the chief of detectives trapped shut.
Ah, he was the one you were picking on earlier.
Huh? You saw that? Whoops! I wonder what it was that he wanted the chief of detectives to do.
Let's see if we can kind of discreetly ask him.
So we gotta provide some evidence, maybe.
Yes. You do not deserve the steak lunch.
Nope.
No one expects the Spanish
sorry.
Inquisition.
Through with that stuff, through, I say. Go find the guy who can't seem to sit still out there, the busy one.
The guy who can't sit still. Does he mean Detective Gumshoe?
Either him or the dancing blue badger. So he won't talk to us about the evidence. No, he won't talk to us about the evidence. But maybe he's pointing us to the other person. No, he won't help us with anything. So we have to find some kind of...
That's definitely not
No,
it.
I just want to see something benign, right? Something out of the way. Yeah, it doesn't look like it. So I'm just spamming a couple of questions, but there looks like nothing here.
Maybe examine something?
Yeah. Oh look, there's a poster in the back. A poster for a female police officer. Wait, no, that's the latest Babes in Uniform calendar. My bad. Sexist.
Sexist.
So this is the police mascot, is it?
The Blue Badger. Is this Sonic?
Oh, the Blue Badger, the future star of the police force. Design's a little changed from the last time. Ah, well, the dancing Blue Badger trademark is still under development. You know,
You have it trademarked?
Absolutely. It's cutting edge stuff. Very now. I showed this doll here to my daughter and she burst into tears. Don't show her the moving mock-up outside. Then you'll give her nightmares. Desks everywhere. The computer files on each of them. Funny, they're a lot tidier than I expected. I guess the detectives don't spend a lot of time at their desks. Yeah, it looks like there's not much here. He's not going to tell us anything. So maybe we go to the police department.
Well, we still need to,
Check out the guard
yeah,
station.
the guard station.
Oh, still not here. Looks like there is something we have to weasel out of him first then. Oh, sorry you had to see that.
What exactly did the chief of police want you to do?
Well, see over there? That's Goodman's desk. He wanted me to check it out for anything that might be a clue. Oh, I need a better voice for him, I guess. They took every last piece of garbage in the trash can.
So, nothing belonging to Detective Goodman is still here.
Of course not. Well, except for this.
What? You kept something?
Sure, why not? It's not important. He didn't even finish writing it. It's a lost item report, but it's only half complete.
A lost item. Did Detective Goodman lose something? The date on it.
No, the date on this is February 21st. Better make a note of that just in case.
Ooh.
2/21. Can
Ah.
only be submitted to the chief of police. I should really get back to the investigating the police department crimes.
Ooh.
There you go, that's
221. There you go.
Please, Aunt.
Present. Let's take a look at it first.
Bruce Goodman, 221, date lost 221. ID number 57? It's weird. Why would he change the 9 to a 7? Or the other way around? Oh, whatever. No, he won't tell us anything. Fuck you, bitch! You're wasting my time! Yeah, let's go to the, Oh, damn it! Fucked up. What did he lose? Yeah, that's a good question. Okay, so not here. So he's... Yeah, so it doesn't say... It didn't specify what item he lost, but on the date it was lost. That's one of the detectives. He's mumbling something to himself. I know, the killer used a cassette tape. What a crafty trick. That gunshot was a fake. This is good. No one will expect a cassette tape in this day and age. He's not writing a report. He's writing a novel. Alright, so looks like that's it. See if I can present him a few more things that may or may not. There really isn't anything else.
What else? What is he saying when you try to talk to him right now?
Oh, here it is. Push to enter. There we go. Actually, I was wondering if I could ask you a favor. Well, I never thought the day would come when Righto asked me for help. I was wondering if we could investigate the evidence room. Oh, there's the...
Oh, that's a long pause.
He's fucking built under that suit. Look at him.
Yeah.
He's fucking shredded. Now, Righto. Actually, I'm sorry. I don't need to investigate after all. Righto, please. Do I look like a selfish man?
Huh? Yeah, a little bit.
Heck, if anyone asked me, sir, can I borrow $50? I'd give them $50, no problem. So go ahead, investigate that room to your heart's content. Knock yourself out.
Literally, ideally.
Ideally, go fall on an attack and die.
Shut your mouth and die.
It just goes to show you never know until you ask.
And for you, here, you can borrow this.
Hey, it's a detective's ID card, isn't it?
That's a special card for guests, so don't lose it.
Yes, sir. It's an honor.
Ooh, you're an honor. You just run along and do your best now. Later, folks. Ta-ta, cheerio, pip-pip, what?
It looks pretty cool on my lapel, doesn't it? Just think, a real ID card.
You seem happy.
Yes, sir. Because, sir, we're going to the evidence room now, sir.
I think this place is bad. It's a bad influence on the girl.
Oh, she's so cute.
Actually, let me just check the new court record. Do we have it? Oh, it was entered into the court record. So yeah,
it's not
a piece of evidence.
It's just something you can use to like swipe on the door.
And we should get.
No, I think you gotta examine and be like, ooh, examine the door so that we can go into the door.
Here we go.
And we have the ID card from Chief Grant. Let's just walk in. It won't open.
Aha! The card reader is turned off, see?
What is that security guard thinking?
Howdy, partners! Well, what's made my bambina sky so gray? Officer Marshall? Why does it have to be him? What's that? Why does it have to be him look for? As you may have surmised, this here's my saloon.
We're here to investigate the crime scene.
Yeehaw! That card you got there on your chest. That's better than a sheriff's badge in these parts.
Yeehaw!
Well, what are you standing here for? Get along, little doggies. This crime scene's a-waiting. Looks like the card reader's on again. While we're here, I was wondering if we could ask you some questions. Sorry, cowboy, but I got no time to tangle with you hombres. You're busy then? Did I say that? I only said I didn't wish to speak with you. Actually, you said you had no mind to tangle with us hombres.
But
Actually,
I do have,
something to loosen your tongue.
I do have some meat for your mouth.
That smell. Reminds me of Texas.
So, Officer Marshall, you're from Texas?
No, I just saw a special on television the other day. Is this from my baby?
Yeah, Miss Star. What?
Oh, I was just looking at the decorations on the right side.
Oh,
And it just reminded me of the bunny mashed potatoes.
oh.
What's this? What's this?
What? What's wrong?
A filet steak lunch? I see!
I don't see. I wonder what it means.
Steak lunch, give it to Officer Marshall. All right, Bambina, you win. Ask anything. Finally, it seems like.
He's willing to talk. Aha.
Let's give this a chit chat with the Bambina.
Guard station. Officer Marshall, you're in charge of security for the evidence room, right?
You got a good eye, partner. You got good eyes, partner. And a purty mouth. It's an easy job, and I'm grateful for it. Actually, Officer Meekins at the detention center told us. Oh, that poor little doggy. Poor guy. I keep getting his name wrong and calling him Meekly. He told us something. He said that when the stabbing occurred, you weren't at your station. Well, maybe I shouldn't be telling you this, but since I got demoted from detective 2 years ago, well, it might not look it, but I lost my fire for the job, you know?
So, what were you doing around 5:15 when the murder took place?
Well, I reckon I was galloping down the highway on the back of my steed, Zippy.
No, he was riding down the highway on his horse named Zippy.
There's no need for people here anyhow. These newfangled machines do a bang-up job of keeping an eye on the place. You mean the security camera system? I don't take to machines much. Kinda like that stewed broccoli they sneak into your steak, you know?
Miss Starr told us something. She said that you were a detective until 2 years ago.
It was always my dream to become a rawhide wrangler on the scene of crime. But that's all gone now, like a drinking hole in a prairie fire.
You're still investigating the SL9 incident with Miss Starr, aren't you?
That was my case. It's all solved on the record books, but it smells like a bad game of poker. I can't let it go. That's all there is to it.
What kind of case was it, anyway? We've heard this name so many times, but no one tells us exactly what happened.
There are some things you're better off not knowing, Bambina. Anyway, the case is officially dead as of 2 days ago. 2 days ago? The day of our case? That's right. The evidence transfers. Edgeworth was talking about the transfers too.
Not statute of limitation this time.
Yeah, sorry, but could you explain this whole transferal thing is about? We keep only evidence from solved cases in this room. They're kept here under the presiding detective's supervision for 2 years. So we can reinvestigate them if it turns out there was a mistake, see? So what happens to the evidence after 2 years? It goes to sleep forever in an underground vault at the county sheriff's department. That's what we call transferal. We do it every February.
I see now.
Transferal is like a funeral for old cases. 2 years ago, after a case is solved, it's closed forever. Dead. Never to be reopened again. Never to be reinvestigated. That happened to SL9 2 days ago. I know what maybe 2 of the machines in here do.
Only 2 of them? There must be a dozen!
Like I said, Bambina, me and machines, well, I like them just as much as I like stewed cauliflower with my steaks. The easiest one to understand of the here security cameras. Those are the ones that Officer Meekins mentioned. If nothing happens, the tapes are automatically erased every few hours.
And Officer Meekins and Detective Goodman, are they on one of those tapes?
I reckon they might be. You're the security guard here, and you reckon? One more thing. When you go into the evidence room, you need an ID card. Thus the card reader by the door. The card reader leaves a record of every ID card that passes through. 420 bless it!
Huh.
So this is the ID card record. Hey, I've seen that somewhere before. Sorry, Bambina, I can't show you any more than that.
Huh?
I haven't heard whether this is related to the case yet.
Mr. Wright, I saw a number on that record just now. I've seen that number before.
Maybe there's some way I can prove the record is tied to the stabbing. I can actually.
Yes, actually.
Let's present
Present the,
Goodman's ID.
See this? This is the victim's ID card.
Yeah, the one that was on the ground in the parking lot. The number on this is 584-2189.
Officer Marshall, show us that ID card record again.
It looks like someone punched in 514, but another person punched in behind him.
That will probably be Meekins.
So soon? Actually, we can verify later.
Yeah. Look, the fourth number. It's a perfect match.
It was used at 514, right before the stabbing. What's more, there's only one of them cards in the world.
So, when the incident occurred, Detective Goodman was in the evidence room.
But wait, what did Officer Meekins say? Sir, I entered the evidence room and asked the man to display his ID card. So I asked Detective Goodman to show his ID card. What'd he do? That's the thing, he suddenly pointed a knife at me. Oh, Meekins.
So that doesn't line up.
So if he had his ID card then, why would he have pointed a knife at Officer Meekins? Alright, compadre, you win. I guess I can give you this ID card record. The ID card record was added to the court records. I've got an idea. Maybe I should show this list to other people with ID cards, with IDs here. Neat. Alright, so it looks like that's all we really need. So we should be able to move into the evidence room.
Yeah. Woohoo! Look at that fishing pole.
Oh my god, they have the fishing pole and the
metal detector.
The metal detector from our Von Karma case.
But they don't have Rocket! The dog.
Well, they don't have the dog.
I mean, sorry, Missile.
Missile, yeah.
They don't have Missile, which is actually maybe a good thing. I don't think Missile would like being locked up in the evidence room.
It's quiet. The investigation must be over.
So, this is the evidence room. It's really like some kind of graveyard.
Graveyards are supposed to have grass and trees. This feels more like a morgue.
Nice try, Mr. Wright. You can't scare me.
Hey! It's Gumshoe. Whoa! Whoa!
Did she, like, slap him?
Yeah, he just popped her right in the face.
Sorry, I thought you were a ghost.
I wouldn't recommend going around smacking ghosts on the head, pal. So, is it true what I heard? I tell you, please, do I look like a selfish man? Heck, if anyone asks me, sir, can I borrow $50? I'd give him $50, no problem. So go ahead, investigate your room to your heart's desire. Knock yourself out.
That he would give you $50?
Yeah, it's true. So, Chief of Police Grant. Will loan anyone $50? Even me? Oh my god.
Yeah,
really, Gumshoe?
That's what he...
Oh, so that's what you were talking about.
Actually, I was put in charge of this investigation for today. Just for today? Boss for it,
Huh. Boss for a day.
But guess what? You got permission from the chief. Now you're the now you're boss for a day. Gee, thanks. First of all, you'll want to have this. A
Scene of the stabbing.
Of the detective. Oh.
Let's take a look.
There's a lot of fucking evidence in here.
I know, right?
Oh, what's this? It's just the.
It's just the floor plan?
Yeah.
Okay.
Boss for a day.
So, Detective Gumshoe, you're boss for the day.
That's right. It's an honor. It's an honor. After all, the murder took place right here in the police department.
But if you're the boss, why are you all alone? Where are your underlings?
They're using yesterday's findings to prepare for tomorrow's trial. In other words, you got kicked out of the investigation again.
Oh.
I'm adamant, though. I'm going to take control and put this case to rest. In my own evidence locker, pal. You have a locker in here too, detective? Of course. I'm a detective after all. They gave me a locker that only I can open, pal.
Only you can open.
This place is more high-tech than you might think. Every locker is fixed so only one detective can open it. Using their ID card. Well, that's the thing, pal. ID cards can be lost. Why, I'm on my third card since entering the force already.
That sounds like a lot.
Yeah, but I can't lose my own right hand.
Ah, it's a fingerprint bioscans. Oh, you mean your fingerprint?
Exactly, pal. The lock for each locker is coated with a fingerprint. So the only locker we can open is our own.
Funny, they look like normal lockers.
These are the latest model. There's a trick to the handles, see?
The handles.
On the other side of the handles is a sensor. Sensor. And if the wrong person touches it,
You get a shock.
if that's what happened, my hand will... If that's what happened, my hand would be black and smoking every day.
Oh.
In any case, the locks aren't that obvious. There aren't even some people in the force that don't know about the fingerprint locks. Evidence lockers. Only the assigned detective's prints can unlock it. Indicator lamp lights up when it's open. I'll always believe in Mr. Edgeworth, no matter what happens.
So, Mr. Edgeworth is with the inquiry committee right now.
They're trying to figure out who's responsible for the mess up in court today. I see. I guess this is what you call fate. Mr. Edgeworth just can't get away from that case. That case? Yeah, that case! The SL9 incident, of course. It was the beginning of the end for Mr. Edgeworth. Maybe we can get him to tell us more about the case.
God, Edgeworth is like
Just involved in Earth.
in all the worst things. DL6, SL9.
Maybe he'll know something about lost reports.
I say nothing. All right.
Here we go. Detective Goodman's note and that switchblade knife? I bet Edgeworth was the most surprised of anyone. Because of the SL9 connection? That was Mr. Edgeworth's first big case, you know, 2 years ago. That was the first time the world knew Edgeworth was a man to be feared.
Oh.
But why would evidence from that case turn up now? Guess it's not over, pal. Maybe there are some loose ends left on that case.
Rumblings of forged evidence.
Yeah. Okay, so we opened up about the talking point. Now that was a bloody violent case. Violent? So it was a murder? A serial killing? A serial killing? Maybe I don't want to get involved in this after all. But the killer made a mistake, and Mr. Edgeworth built his case around that to nab him.
And this was 2 years ago.
That put Mr. Edgeworth right in the spotlight, and started the rumor mill. Rumors? About forged evidence? It was supposed to be all cleaned up with the transferal the other day. It was the last job he ever did. Detective Goodman, that is.
Huh? What do you mean?
Detective Goodman was the detective in charge of the SL9 incident, see?
So that switchblade knife.
The victim took the knife... Oh, sorry. The victim took the knife out of the evidence locker himself? So the only person who could have been here was him,
Yeah.
hypothetically speaking.
Hypothetically speaking, he was the only one who could have been in here to open the case to take out the knife. And since the knife is missing, logically speaking, he was here.
Okay, let's see if any more evidence we can present to him that might... Hey, that's it. That's the King of the Prosecutors Award that Mr. Edgeworth got the other day. Were you at the award ceremony, Gumshoe? Of course, pal. I got an award for diligence myself.
I know we had this conversation
Oh, we
already.
did. So this is a recap of what it is.
Yeah. Did you show him the knife itself? You did.
Mr. Edgeworth found in the car, stabbed Mr. Edgeworth's knife. This is why I can't be a detective or an attorney. Just so many twists. So
Yeah.
What would drive chief prosecutor Sky to do something? I've lost track of everything. So we have a problem. Is that Goodman was found in 2 places at once.
Evidence suggests he was killed at 2 places at the same time.
Yeah.
So now we have to establish where he actually was.
That's about all we can talk to him about. Let's examine.
Wow, this looks like a big pile of junk in the corner.
That looks like a car door.
There's a pair of handcuffs attached to the frame. Maybe the guy. Sorry.
Yes, the timestamp was 5:14 when Goodman stepped into the evidence room. He was murdered like straight after.
Maybe the guy they caught was some. Maybe the guy they caught was some sort of escape artist and he got away.
Hey, that's one of those human profiles for range testing.
He's been shot square in the forehead.
Better him than us.
Fair.
This place is stuffed with evidence, stuffed with dreams.
I'm not so sure about dreams.
It won't open.
Did you really think it would? Hey, pal, a security is high tech around here. What do you know? Some sort of bulky equipment is gathering dust here.
What's a sorry-looking fishing pole like? What a sorry-looking fishing pole that is.
Ah, that's my personal pole. I never did get around to using it. Wait, I've seen that somewhere before. Right, pal, that's the metal detector. The one that led to the solving of the case out on Good Lake, remember? Oh, right. Wow, that feels like it was ages ago.
This was only literally 2 months ago.
And, I don't think I've seen this before. Oh, that's a bug sweeper. I'm sure it will come in handy in solving some case sooner or later. That cheap-looking box. You can't judge a person or a machine by their cover. You gotta look at the heart. Oh.
Cue to slide.
Woo! Ooh, I'm all let it slide.
Ooh. Hey, there's a bloody handprint. That's worth luminoling.
What's this? Blood?
It's a little worn, but there's definitely a handprint there.
It looks like someone tried to wipe it off.
Mr. Wright!
What if there are other blood stains left in the room?
Yes, pain. We should check using her fluid. We should check using her fluid. We should check using her testing fluid to check it out. So how do I do my testing fluid? Let's do a few more things here first.
Wow, something must have someone must have broken something big to make all those pieces.
Detective Gumshoe, perhaps?
Wait.
There you go, pal, making me out to be some kind of hooligan. That's actually from the case.
The case?
The SL9 incident, pal. See the sticker on one of those pieces there? Another piece of SL9 evidence.
Take a closer look.
I wonder what shape these pieces were in before whatever it was broke.
You want to try putting it back together? Ooh,
Ah,
interactive.
good luck, pal. That's no job for amateurs. Well, I spent a good 3 hours on that before I had to give up.
That's why I always carry around a tube of glue.
Well, this piece looks like the bottom. Let's try putting the rest in place. Oh, sweet.
Neat!
Da-na-na-na-na-na. So we gotta find a piece for... Oops, sorry. It's no use. These pieces don't add up to anything.
Maybe there's some. Maybe some of the pieces are missing. Put as much as we can.
Maybe I'll give it another shot later. Actually, no, let's try it now. I did right-click by accident. Sorry, I'm just gonna speed through here.
Yeah, let's do some interactive puzzling.
So I can rotate Q and R to rotate left and right, and then I can combine them with E.
You broke a vase!
I'm looking for a triangular piece. Can I not zoom in?
rotate anything? Q, you can rotate things. Q and R to rotate.
Yeah, but I'm not sure if this piece fits. Maybe this one?
No.
This one?
Maybe. Turn around this way.
No.
Once more. Try that.
Alright, cool. Next piece. Kiss, kiss, fuck my life. Yeah. So this is a longer piece. There's no blood splatter that would indicate it fit there. Maybe this side? No.
Nope, definitely not. Nope. Nope.
Sorry.
Nope.
Sorry.
That's definitely the top piece. No, turn around one more time. One more. It's a top piece of the vase.
Yeah.
Well, we'll leave it in
This
that
one
orientation.
would be it. Perfect.
There you go.
Da 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 da. Da 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 da. This is the top piece, right?
Yeah.
No, that's the other one. This one. Very confident it's this piece. Nope, I lied. No.
3 from the left, number 6.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Got
there
it.
you go.
3, my lord. 3.
Brenda's just like, it's painful watching you do this. That one.
I got it. This is the top piece.
No. That one. No. Yeah, that one.
Da 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 da. It's this one. And then this one. Nope. There you go. And then I quit. It's impossible. I can't ever do this. There you go. That's it.
Huh? Well, I think we did it, but some of the pieces are still missing.
Yeah, I got that far too in 2 minutes myself. The problem is finishing it.
Were some pieces stolen?
I bet they were missing to begin with. Still, it doesn't look like the most stable kind of jaw.
Kind of understand how it got broken.
Unstable jar to the court record. You don't know who it's been through. Come on.
Don't lie, Detective Gumshoe. What is this? What is a saw and paint doing here?
Since the dawn of time, true art has always been a war against oppression.
Oh, this is...
True art. This is the.
I noticed that there's blue and yellow paint here. This is where he made...
Yeah. Perhaps we're witnessing the birthplace of the Blue Badger? Well, you might say this is my studio. Here? In the evidence room? Oh my god, Gumshoe,
Oh,
really?
Gumshoe! Look, this one's open, and the red indicator light above the door is lit. It's lit!
That locker is coated with Detective Goodman's fingerprint. Detective Goodman's locker?
Are you sure it's okay to leave it open like that?
Well, it'd be hard to get it open again if we closed it. It's empty. They must have taken the contents elsewhere. Random glove.
Someone left a glove here, but only one.
Detective Gumshoe, maybe? There you go
Aw.
again. That's evidence of the case. So, rubber glove is added to the case. Extremely thin rubber glove. Alright, what's number 2 here? Oh.
1, why are the pieces missing? And 2, doesn't it seem a little unstable? No wonder it broke.
I'll make sure to remember that next time I make a jar.
Alright,
These
so
are
it's time to luminol.
Yeah, bust out some luminol.
Bust out the luminol.
Bust, okay, E to spray.
Alright. That's the easy part.
Busted. Bustin' makes me feel good.
Bustin'. I knew it! This is someone's right handprint.
What? What's the matter, detective? This locker, it's mine.
It's yours.
Please, you have to help me. When they come to take me away, promise you'll testify I wouldn't harm a fly. You'll do that for me, won't you, pals?
Oh, honey.
This is an important clue. I'll jot it down on the floor plans. I'm counting on you guys. Please believe me, you can't trust the police, says the police officer.
What? But you're a detective.
Oh, God.
But
anything
he's
else?
not an officer. Wonder if there's anything else. Oh!
Whoa, that's a lot of
Oh!
Bustin'.
Oh, hell.
That must have been one of the massive pools of blood. Never seen anything like it. I'm not a professional. What's your opinion, detective? Pale blue blood. Maybe Detective Goodman was actually an alien.
This proves that something really happened in front of this locker. And that Detective Dumbshoe.
I'll make a note of it on the floor plans. Hey, if you don't want my opinion, you shouldn't have asked. You're a goddamn idiot.
I wonder if there's anything else that should be spritzed down. Oh! Damn!
I did not know that was there.
First time!
I just fucking was like, whatever.
Oh, it's another right handprint.
Yeah.
Why am I getting a reaction here?
There's no reason for the murderer to touch the spot if he fled out the door. This just might be something significant. Hey! Some pretty amazing stuff you got there, pal.
What, this? It's called luminol testing fluid.
Where'd you get your hands on that?
eBay?
I'd like to get some too.
ThinkGeek?
I'll just borrow $50 from the chief.
Where
did you get this, Emma?
I always buy it by mail order.
Well, I'd better jot this down on those floor plans.
I got it from ThinkGeek. They have everything. Did you know they have a DIY blood testing kit? That was when I stabbed you.
They did have it. No, ThinkGeek is now closing.
Oh!
You didn't notice that? They had a clearance sale.
I thought
They're moving over to their parent company again. GameStop. So there'll be a tab there now. But they had a huge sale. Everything was 50% off.
Oh! I just saw a moving sale. I
wanted so badly to buy the charger units, the special charger
the
units.
BB-8?
There's a BB-8 and then there's like a warp core. Like there's a boom, boom sound, but it was sold out by the time I got there.
Oh yeah. Is that something sticking out of the
Yeah,
locker?
that's what I noticed right now. I'm just gonna back out of the spray area. What's that? There's something sticking out of here.
Looks like a shirt. I guess it must be evidence from some case.
I wonder if Detective Gumshoe put this here. Oh God, I'm not responsible for the evidence here. That said, I bet that evidence locker was opened recently.
How do you know?
If you leave things hang out like that, the evidence gets dirty or ripped. The guard checks on that kind of stuff and notifies the detective responsible. How many times have I had him breathing down my neck for some silly evidence?
So that means Marshall has been harassing Gumshoe.
To clean his shit up.
Yeah. Sounds like Detective Gumshoe leaves evidence hanging out a lot, too.
I bet he doesn't tuck in his shirt under the trench coat either.
Yeah, I don't think so.
If you're going to talk behind someone's back, don't do it in front of them, pal.
Oh.
I'm sorry, Gumshoe.
Is there anything else?
Let's...
Maybe once more with the luminol?
Yeah, spritz around with the luminol.
Aw. Alright, good night, undead dragon.
Alright, bye.
Bye. We'll come back to this stream sometime, eventually.
Quick, spritz.
Does Gumshoe know about the card reader? Like, to get in the door?
Maybe. We'll provide him with a couple more evidence because we didn't get to do it before. Do-do-do.
Alright, that might be it.
Alright. Yeah, that might be
We
it.
haven't had a chance to check the single glove.
Yeah. Let's do some evidence checking first. Oh, so we can't check that.
SL911. It's a left glove in this case.
The text says S911. I guess it's another piece of the evidence from the case.
You know, I never did care for the word tag. It's confusing.
Huh? What's so confusing about that?
Do you know how many other words sound like that? Bag, gag, nag, lag, zag.
Zag? Is that a word?
Do you challenge me?
What are we playing? A word game now?
I will beat your ass in Scrabble.
I will kill you. No, that's about it. Yeah, that's about it.
Alright.
What other evidence did we pick up? We did pick up the vase as well. I see him.
Our little Georgie is,
In his nook.
yeah, in his look.
Hey, look! It's hard to make out from
hey,
here.
hey, look, it's hard to make out. But there are some dark red stains here.
Looks like blood.
Do you think Detective Goodman's blood somehow got on this when he was stabbed?
Not likely. This blood looks like it's been here for months, maybe longer. This jar was evidence in the SL9 incident. That might be when the blood got on it.
I feel like I saw something that was on the inside of... No? Okay, maybe that's just my imagination.
It might be on the inside of the piece. Yeah, because we're missing a piece, probably in there. Yeah, looks like there's something else in here.
Alright.
Alright, let's talk to Gumshoe before we head out. Could you take a look at this? This is the ID record for the people who came in here on the day of the stabbing. Ah, I heard the rumors. So it was Goodman who came in here at the time of the murder. Whoa!
What is it?
The second number. That's not your ID number, is it, Detective Gumshoe? Mr. Edgeworth.
What?
The second number on this list belongs to Mr. Edgeworth.
What?
Why would Edgeworth have come to the evidence room? Hey pal, look at the time. Was there something you needed to go to? It was just that Mr. Edgeworth's inquiry committee should be letting out soon. I'm going to give them my report for the day. It might help, you know.
Why is your report... You mean the note written on the back of that flyer?
The one that says nothing but no problem. His report is on a flyer. It says nothing happened. Oh. Hey, it's Mr. Edgeworth we're talking about. I'm sure he could use a report like this. I believe in him. Who needs enemies when you've got friends like Detective Gumshoe? I'm off, pal. Later. Should probably see what Edgeworth has to say too.
The restaurant. Do you want a luminol spray out here too, in case anything else was touched?
Maybe. Let me just present him a couple more pieces of evidence. The sheriffs back in the Wild West didn't place much faith in evidence. About the only thing they trusted was their shooting hand.
This is neither wild nor west here. Except maybe LA is kind of west, but you know what? We'll...
Yeah. But that and this are two different things entirely.
I guess so. I'm lost.
Looks like we need some evidence to get anywhere with this guy. I'm just gonna do a couple more evidence. No, he doesn't know anything about that either.
Alright. The floor plan? No. Okay, he won't say anything about...
I don't think he has anything to say to us. I think we have to go talk to Edgeworth. It's probably our best bet. Hold on, let's do some luminol testing. Oh, I can't do any luminol testing here.
Can't you?
No, see? It would
No,
tell
no,
me.
because you're. This is like.
Yeah. Court record. There you go.
Yeah, there you go. Putz, putz, putz. Anything around the door? Putz, putz, putz,
Doesn't look like it.
putz, putz, putz.
I must be wasting so much luminol.
That's okay.
Doesn't
She
look
can
like
just get
it's
some
gonna
more
be
in
important.
mail order.
What's going on? We're playing Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney. You are our first.
Hello, welcome in from YouTube.
Oh, you're the first YouTube viewer since we started restreaming. Yeah,
Um,
we're using luminol to see if we can find any blood in the area, but I don't think there's anything in
Hold
here.
on. Once we're back into luminol.
Joyce just wants to spray luminol on everything.
I do. I want to get
I
my
wanna get
fluid
everything
everywhere.
Wet. Get all my fluids everywhere. Direct quote.
Because I read that there's something on the cactus. I don't know if it has any bearing on the investigation.
No, this cactus.
One of the cacti.
Oh, what the?
There we go. I don't know if it has any bearing on it, but... Wow! We got a reaction!
There's clearly blood on the spines here. The room's pretty messy. Someone must have tripped over or something. And planted their head right into these spines.
Planted. I think that'd be more painful than being murdered. Yeah, I guess
That's
so.
it.
You know what? That's okay.
That's the joke. There's just a little...
Just to plant their head into something. All right,
don't
that's fair.
pish. Alright, I'm out of here.
All right,
We gotta go
moving
to
on.
Edgeworth.
Let us continue our investigation.
Sorry, I don't know why I went there. I could have gone to the parking lot.
Also, out of curiosity, Vafa, how did you find us on?
Who are you? Who sent you?
Yeah, how did you find us on YouTube?
Interrogation.
What were the? We wanted to talk to Edgeworth.
Yeah. But we didn't luminol spray the rest of this place, did we?
Who's the victim? The victim is Detective Goodman, a police detective that was murdered in apparently both the prosecutor's office and in the police evidence room at the same time.
Bum, bum, bum. Oh, what the hell?
Oh, hey! I mean, that might have
More
been
blood! Blood!
that might have been Lana.
Yeah, so this will corroborate, Angel Star's testimony. This blood must have been when Lana...
No, my sister isn't the murderer.
But she did call you, didn't she? At the time of the murder? And her right hand is bandaged.
Hey, just whose side are you on?
This has nothing to do with taking sides. So this means that Lana's hand had blood on it? This just keeps getting worse. Alright, so...
Yeah,
The barrel didn't show anything.
no. You would think if this was the scene of the murder, there'd be a fuck ton more blood.
Yeah, but apparently, but that's the
Even
whole
with-
thing, though. That's right. She said the water spilled out and washed away all
Hot
the
damn,
blood.
Twitch is back up! Woo! That means you get to stay with us tonight.
Yay!
Yay!
Don't ever leave me. I'm so desperately lonely. Even with Joyce right beside me, 24/7.
Oh,
Holy
hey!
motherfucker! It's the
Yo!
bellboy. Oh, what was his fucking voice again? His voice was.
It was very pompous.
Oh, guess my apologies. Oh, it's you. Have we met somewhere? Mr. Edgeworth, I beg your leave. So long. This is what I go. Is Edgeworth here?
I just imagine him doing the turn in the... There, standing by the window, a teacup in his hand. Oh, look at him brooding.
Right. He has the hotel bringing him tea service?
Mr. Edgeworth, you're back from the district prosecutor's inquiry.
I am. By the way, Detective Gumshoe was looking for you. Oh my god. Yes, he brought me the latest information, it seems.
Really? Was it helpful?
Apparently, a new French restaurant is opening near here. I think he was trying to console me somehow. The real info is on the other side, Edgeworth. Which only reads, no problems. Yeah, no, sure. They allege that she had torn it down to wash the blood away. But there's only was a little bit of blood there. So
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
You should be able to find so much
where's
more
all
blood.
the blood, right? Because she said there was she did it to hide the blood, but there was no excess amount of blood that she would need to wash away. So, like, what's going on, right?
Poor Mr. Edgeworth. I think this whole thing is really taking a toll on him.
So, how did the inquiry committee go? Actually, they decided to treat this as a case of They decided to treat this not as a case of concealing evidence, but as a communication error during the investigation.
Concealing evidence?
Yes, apparently there are some who believe that I concealed evidence. They gave me a warning. You were lucky this time. Again. Again? I've heard them say that so many times. Ever since that case 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Are you okay for the trial tomorrow? Well, I'm still the presiding prosecuting attorney, however. Something happened? They gave control of the investigation over to the police department.
I love my brooding frilly baby. I know, right? Just
The murderer must have put blood on both places, or he put fake blood on one of the other places.
yeah, like one of those.
It could be planted blood.
One of those scenes of the crime does not add up.
So one scene of the crime shows pools of blood, and the other scene of the crime shows just a smattering of it. So that doesn't add up. But also the person that was murdered at both places. So it's a lot to unpack. We'll unpack it probably during the case itself. Like during the beginning of the case, kind of like we go through a review of all the evidence and the current situation. Yes, any further investigation for this case will be directed by the Chief of Police, Gaunt. I can't do anything but wait for his results. I see. Why, I ask you, why? All along I've only done what I believe is right. I have nothing to be ashamed of. But still, wow, I've never seen him so out of sorts.
Oh.
Let's see if we can provide him with some evidence.
Rudy Frilly McFrillersons. All right, show him some.
So we won't discuss the case.
He just told you no in a polite manner.
If I just show him my best evidence, I can get a reaction out of him.
No.
That's what it says.
The login.
That might be it.
Show him the login because it's got his.
Yeah. So Miles Edgeworth came in at 4:40. Then an hour. Yeah, whatever. Bruce Goodman came in afterwards. Oh, right. I'd better check this now. As I was saying, What's this? A record of ID card usage? Edgeworth, you went into the evidence room that day, didn't you? Just before the incident occurred, no less. Yes, that's true.
Why, Mr. Edgeworth?
Please don't look at me like that. I was asked to go by Chief Gaunt, no less.
The chief of police?
He wanted evidence for a case that wrapped up a half-year ago. He told me he wanted to keep it there in the prosecutor's office. But it was solved, right? It would have to be if the evidence was already filed. The chief is never one to explain himself. In any case, on the day of the stabbings, I brought this back here.
Can I ask what kind of case it was?
I can't say. It really has nothing to do with the current case. Now I'm curious about this other case. I'd better make a note of it. Unrelated evidence, screwdriver added to the court records.
AL6.
Stubborn as always. I told you this has nothing to do with the current case.
You never know.
Where have you seen a screwdriver before? Remember the screwdriver that was used to jimmy the door that was in the drawer at the hotel?
Oh.
Remember when it was involved? The screwdriver.
Oh, that was the bellboy.
Yeah,
that was the wiretapping. That was Maya.
Case 2.
Mia. That was Mia's case.
So with that opened up, does he open any more talking points? No, he doesn't.
Let's take a look at that screwdriver. Ooh, page 3.
Good lord, so much fucking evidence.
Good God. AI-16.
So this is the tag says AI-16.
What's that got to do with anything?
Nothing apparently. At least that's what Edgeworth says.
That makes it all seem all the more suspicious.
Who knows? This might turn out to be the clue that breaks the case.
Wouldn't that be nice? Wouldn't it be nice if the world was
Too bad we can't luminol it.
Yeah. Spits. Anything else that we can provide evidence for?
Floor plan.
He's gonna give us like
No.
the cold shoulder.
He's not gonna tell us anything else.
Actually, if you present it to him again, will he reveal anything about it? No. Sorry, I'm just reading through it. It's usually just the same reaction over and over.
Yeah.
No, I think he's done with this. I think this is it. Alright.
Alright. Alright, where are we going next? Was there any way to show that ID list to a couple more people?
Right, so the other people that we would need to talk to would be...
Maybe Angel? Maybe Gant, if you're lucky.
Yeah, well, she's here anyway, right? Oh, she's not.
She's gone. She's gone. Alright.
And Gant left when we got clearance to go into the evidence room, right? Yeah, he's gone. Maybe detention center?
Sure.
Yeah, if we present this to... He'll be at least be able to tell us which one of his is
If that last one is him.
Yeah. Officer Meekins, could you look at this? No, he has no idea. It takes a special kind of man to pass the buck to Edgeworth. Evidence lockers? Nothing.
Meekins or Jake?
Well, we showed the list to Jake. And
Jake was the one that printed it out for us.
Yeah.
Woo, you subscribed!
Oh, thank
Hello,
you.
thank you!
The YouTube page is mostly for archival purposes, but we just live stream off of it. So feel free to have that and have fun. If you're on Twitch, feel free to come over to Twitch and like us here as well.
Yeah. Oh, actually, good time to go over the spiel because so we are a group of 5 assholes that all share this one channel, and we circle through playing every day. Today is Arash's turn.
Hello.
Arash, my name is Joyce. And every week on Sundays, all 5 of us get together and we do team streams. Monday is Monday and Thursday is Ash, and she is going through. Did we decide on? Did she decide on what she's gonna
remember
play?
what you want her to do.
I don't know. She's between games right now, so she'll be starting something soon. I, on Tuesday, am going through my long-ass Kingdom Hearts marathon. I was trying, I'm still trying, to go from Kingdom Hearts 1 and play through chronologically all the way to Kingdom Hearts 3. I started this in, like, the month before, the 2 months before Kingdom Hearts 3 came out, and I'm like, oh, that's okay, I'll be able to get through this for release. I am a liar. Moving on. Yeah, moving on. On Wednesday is Colson here, ex-Nijiro. You must have finished Mega Man X, because I saw you playing some, Overwatch with last Wednesday, so, oh no! Okay, we're gonna finish Mega Man Legend on Wednesday with Colston. Thursday we said was Ash. Friday is James. And James is playing Endgame of Days Gone. We're slowly inching our way. Ooh, Dark Suspicions. Something. Oh, there he is! There's our squad bot with our full team stream.
So I presented him with the slip with the SL9 incident issue.
Ah.
So you're the very man you are the man who revived the worst memory of my life.
DL6 SL9.
I figured I'd be telling you this sooner or later. He must be talking about his father's murder at the elevator. You don't know anything about Kingdom Hearts? Don't worry, no one ever does. If anyone comes to you and goes, I know what Kingdom Hearts is, they're fucking lying to you. They're lying to your face. Nobody knows what Kingdom Hearts is all about. It's a bold-faced lie. Okay, Edgeworth, why don't you tell me about it? Tell me the truth. Okay, cool. So that was the talking point.
Woo!
The SL9 incident was a heinous serial killing case. The head of the investigation was the deputy chief of police at the time, Damon Gaunt. What's the pun on his name? Do you remember?
I don't know, maybe
So
like
fun-
demon?
Maybe. So the fun thing about Phoenix Wright is that everyone has some kind of weird punny name. Phoenix Wright, the joke is that everyone goes, oh, like, isn't that right? Right. It's a
You
joke.
must be wrong, right?
You must be wrong, right? Is it Mr. Wrong? Like, no, it's right? And then someone says, like, your name is Mr. Wrong. He's like, right. Like, yeah, so it's wrong? No, it's right. So I am right. No, my name is right. That's the joke. Maya, Mia, Faye just have really confusing names. It's just kind of like bounces back and forth between them, and that's the joke, because you're referencing them quite a bit. James finished Days Gone.
Gumshoe is a play on just
Gumshoe is
detective.
just like the detective moniker.
He's a gumshoe. He's a detective.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
So I don't know what Gant's all
Spoiler
about.
alert. That's okay.
What wacky old coot was involved in the case 2 years ago too then. He was a top officer. It was my first time working with him. I was nervous.
Wow, you get nervous too, Mr. Edgeworth?
What I want to know is why was a deputy chief of police on the investigation? In truth, used slightly more extreme methods than normal. We were dealing with a vicious murderer. If I let him go, the blood would be on my hands. We won our guilty verdict and the killer was executed. Wait, you didn't? Of course not. I didn't touch the evidence. Yes, I would do anything in my power to win a trial. However, I do have a code, and I follow it faithfully. By the way, Emma, the chief prosecutor wanted you to know something.
My sister. What?
If you were still studying forensic science.
Huh? Yes, of course. Why, just today, Mr. Wright and I were using this.
Luminol
My
testing.
fluid.
Luminol testing fluid. Well then, you might have use for this. Oh, printing stuff. Sweet.
Aluminum powder for taking fingerprints.
It's been chemically treated for better adhesion.
For me? Are you sure? We're the enemy, you know.
I have no say in today's investigation. Do as you will. Edgeworth, no need to thank me. Here, take your powder and these fingerprint files for everyone involved. Thanks. How about giving these to Detective Gumshoe as well?
Yes,
Fingerprinting
well.
set and fingerprint file was received.
Oh yeah, let's get printing. One last investigation.
Right. I do seem to remember seeing some suspicious handprints somewhere. In the evidence locker.
Yeah.
But before we go, let's see how comfortable Edgeworth might get in his office. Looking for fluids, Joyce. Fluids. Come on. Come on. Show me the fluid.
You're using my fluids to look for his fluids.
I'm just mingling fluids. That's maybe here. Maybe he's really into books. No? Okay, well, that's it. How about if we use the court records to just figure this one that way out? Oh, can I not use this? I didn't press present. I pressed court records, right? No, I can't use it.
No, maybe not.
Well, looks like he's real clean. Looks like he's clean,
chess
boys.
pieces
Fuck him,
Could
Lou.
be used for something.
Check the floor for fluids. She just goes, "Pah!" And the floor is like, I'll clean it up later.
Oh, I bet that's what he says.
Yeah, he's just like,
I'll
"Pah!"
clean it
on the
up
floor.
later.
Pa, pa! In the bedroom. Pa! Yeah, you know it. Pa!
Oh, good God.
Oh, he's on here.
That's okay. Let's just.
Evidence. Oh, someone here? Our investigation turned up a suspicious handprint.
2 suspicious handprints.
Here, in the blood on the detective's evidence locker.
Let's use the secret weapon we just borrowed.
All right, let's get started. First, choose a finger.
A finger?
each finger leaves behind a slightly different imprint. So, let's choose the finger that will have left behind the clearest print.
I really can't tell the difference at a glance.
Quit procrastinating and choose a finger! Schmooch.
What's this?
Yeah. I would.
Oh no, it lights up.
Okay.
So the thumb is the best.
Okay, now it's time to check for prints. Let me show you how it's done.
Emma's starting to get that sparkle in her eyes.
First, we sprinkle the aluminum powder around.
Huh? How do you do that?
With enter, see?
Oh, it looks like that did the trick.
Aluminum powder adheres completely to the print. Once the powder is well spread, just blow away the excess.
Oh shit, you know what? On the DS,
Oh, yeah.
there's a microphone that actually allows you to,
Actually,
blow and then remove it.
Yeah.
It also allowed you to call out, "Hold it, objection," and then it would trigger the response, which I thought was really, really cool.
yeah, so on the DS, you would actually go
Yeah.
to blow it away, and that was cute.
So now it's just
Yeah.
So they
imagine you're
literally
blowing
ask
out
you,
the candles
imagine
on your
you're-
birthday cake.
yeah, you're imagining.
See?
That's really cool. Wow, it looks like fun. It might take some getting used to though.
It's fine. It won't go up your nose or anything. You just pour the powder on thick and blow away the extra. Those are the basics of fingerprinting, Mr. Wright.
I guess I'd better give it a try.
Enter the dust.
Dustin.
Dusty.
Dustin makes me feel good.
Dustin.
Dustin.
That's right, lay it on thick.
Ah, you did it. You found one.
But it looks like nothing like a fingerprint.
Now that you mention it, I guess it doesn't.
What does it mean?
I think it means we're out of luck.
Out of luck?
The person who left this handprint must have worn gloves.
Don't tell me we've been wasting our time here.
Hey, calm down. That's just the way it goes sometimes with scientific investigations. But it does seem a shame. While we're at it, why don't we look for other prints?
Other prints?
Looking at the locker door again closely.
Ooh, ow. There's another print here. So in real life, fingerprints are not solid evidence because identification are made by overworked, underpaid lab assistants while being only human or subject to personal biases.
Yeah, no, that's...
It's not, I guess it's not personal bias, is it? Because they put it into a system and the system just like tracks it.
Yeah, but I mean, like, there's certain like identifying stores where a person still needs to go in and like actually...
Oh yeah, verify the computer's work, right?
Yeah, so...
That's the same thing with, but fingerprints themselves, like a clear fingerprint, is more useful than a partial. Because fingerprints are accurate, like are pretty much very accurate.
It's only one part of, building a case.
Same thing with, what's it called?
Yeah, you can't,
Same thing with, what's it called? Polygraphs? Polygraphs are actually not very reliable at all.
No.
Mostly because they don't track what's a lie, they just track
Reaction.
So
you
you
can get
could
reactions
spook
out of
somebody
any-
and their heart would spike and be like, "You're lying." I'm like, "No, I'm scared. You just told me that my wife died."
Or someone can just, like...
Or
they
someone can be such a cold-hearted killer that doesn't matter to them.
Not even a cold-hearted killer, but they could believe their lie so much that
It doesn't invoke the response.
it doesn't
before.
evoke that response, yeah. Well, let's see if we can get a clear print.
Fingerprints outside the blood.
There we
Yes,
go, that's the
there's
one.
here.
That's the one.
Nailed it. First time.
Now, lay it on thick.
Bustin' makes me feel good. Bustin'.
Ooh, beautiful. Look at that
Awful
swirl.
purdy.
Look at that
Give it a
swirl.
little bit more of a little bit of deucing. Get a nice little aluminum dusting in there. Boom.
Ooh.
Oh, not enough?
Huh?
Oh, apparently it's not enough.
I don't know, maybe you just have to press back.
No. There.
Oh,
It's like you have to fill it in a certain amount.
Okay. Yay! A print so clear it's dazzling.
Dazzling?
Anyway, this print took a lot of effort to find. Let's match it up right away.
So we're not done yet? This is quite a process.
Oh, Phoenix. Well, there's no point in finding a fingerprint and not knowing who the owner is, right?
I guess she's right.
Look at the fingerprint data we got from Mr. Edgeworth, and point out the person who you think left these prints.
Huh? How am I supposed to know who it was?
I can make a pretty good guess. The bloody handprint and the fingerprints are in different places, right? That means that the prints probably don't have anything to do with our case. So, whose fingerprints would most likely find on this locker? It's
It's Gumshoe.
Gumshoes. Yeah.
Yeah, it's Gumshoe. Oh, I have to hold it down, sorry. That's pretty neat.
Neat.
Hey. He's 30 years old. Oh, Gumshoe.
Aha! So, these fingerprints belong to Detective Gumshoe. Something wrong, Mr. Wright? You gave me this so what look.
I guess that's probably because I was thinking, so what?
Okay, so, we came up with nothing this time, but there's always next time. Sometimes you hit, sometimes you miss. You gotta roll with the punches, Mr. Wright.
Thanks for the sympathy. Wait, if I remember correctly, there was one other handprint in this room to check out.
Oh, yeah.
There was one across the way.
Indeed.
This one, right?
Indeed.
This is where we got the luminol fluid reaction, right?
Right! There was a handprint here. Okay, wanna try using this?
There goes her eye sparkling again. Nah. Oh shit! Actually, that's not check. You know, in the very first part of this game, if you go into your first courtroom case, and when they ask you to go through the tutorial, the judge asks you who is the defendant in this file. If you say it's Maya Fey, you get an achievement that says hand in your badge. This is just like you're done. Just leave. Maybe I better get those prints after all. Thank you.
Oh God, hand in your badge.
So just hand in your badge. You're done here.
No.
Okay, let's check for prints.
That's the spirit. Oh, but I have to warn you about something first.
What?
The area with the blood was wiped away, right? We only ended up finding... Oh, sorry.
We only ended up finding it using chemical means.
Any print in that area will have been wiped away too.
Oh, right. So that means no prints.
Would you say the probability of your hypothesis is high?
Don't ask me.
Anyway, we must try to find prints that weren't wiped away.
Prints other than the ones left by the bloody hand.
So we're the thumb and yeah.
Yeah, so this was blood that got wiped away, right? But then that means he left his other fingers.
Yeah, thumb and index. Huh?
No, this is the
No, that's a right hand print.
Yeah, is it?
Yeah.
No.
Yes, it's a right-handed print. We'll see. 1, 2, 3. So he's.
Is it? No. Is it? Because if it was a right-handed print, this would be pinky. Oh, maybe you're right. Sorry, I'm just like using my hand to kind of like. So no, see, because the thumb would be around here, right? Oh. No, that would be. You know what? We'll just.
You know what?
Fuck it,
No.
whatever. Let's do the business. Dustin.
Dustin.
Actually, I can do this with the mouse. Thank God. Dustin makes me feel good.
Dustin.
Oh shit! I fucked up.
Oh my God.
Dustin makes me feel good. If I hit the right button, right click, it'll like fuck it up. Get that powder in there. You're looking good, girl. Girl.
Gotta get it in that groove.
Perfect.
All right.
So let's just check out the fingerprints. That looks pretty close. Meekins, Lana, Bruce,
Duh.
Jake Marshall? There have been studies where evidence lab workers admit to changing their findings after learning information related. Well, I mean, like, the whole point is that you have to have conclusive evidence to charge. So if you can be like, yes, your fingerprints were there. And technically, police can actually lie to you in interrogation, saying, "We found your prints at the scene of the crime," and most people will be like, "Fuck yeah, we'll do it." Like, "Fuck yeah, I did it. You found me, you caught me." So based on prints alone, I don't think usually ends in a conviction, because you need to provide motive, means, and evidence to those things. So fingerprints are not like 100%. Yeah, we caught you, but it is fairly strong evidence. More in its fabled, more than it's a kind of like I won't say legendary use. More than it's like it gets people think, oh, it's a polygraph. I lied. They caught me. I have to confess. Or, oh, they got my fingerprints. I have to confess. It just pushes them to make the confession.
It psychs
easier.
you out.
It psychs you out. It's a mental game more than it is evidence in some situations.
Also,
Hey.
Everything we know is like based off of TV dramas, which is wrong.
Garbage. Hey, these fingerprints,
Whose are they? Whose? Is it someone I know?
it's Officer Marshall.
Huh? Officer Jake Marshall.
Marshall's fingerprints added to the court record.
That's gotta be a coincidence. He's not involved in the crime.
Emma, this is decidedly different from Detective Gumshoe's prints. The luminol reaction, the blood and the fingerprints are in the same place.
Oh.
So we have Jake Marshall's fingerprints.
It's because you keep.
On a wipe, he accidentally cut himself, that's why. He just don't want to be like, he didn't want to he don't want to admit it.
Actually, no, I think you were right. It was a
It's
left
a
hand.
left-handed bloodstain.
But why would Officer Marshall?
It looks like our investigation is finally turning up some results. I guess this is what you'd call decisive evidence.
I don't believe it. Is it time for court? Time for court.
Do we want to get to this court
Jesus,
today? It's
it
really
is.
late right now. Who wants
is
to go
late.
to this court?
All right. All 5 people watching in the stream. Who wants to go to court? Who wants to go to sleep?
I want some water.
In the meantime, who wants to rub a cat?
Hello, Kitty. Here's Fred. He's so cute. Our boy Fred. He's been sleeping all day. Oh, so has Fred.
Come here.
He's a sleepy peepee. No. Give you some purring ASMR. You want to do some court? Okay, we'll do some court record stuff. We'll do the first court.
Yeah.
Oh, bunskins.
Court.
Joyce is gonna grab me some water. I'm gonna hold this cat and then do some more purring ASMR while we wait.
ASMR.
ASMRs.
ASMR.
Kiss your purry cat and tell them I love them. Mwah! Undead Dragon loves you. He's like, okay. Hey. What's up? What's here? He's like, no, I'm done. I'm out of here.
He booked it.
He's like, I'm out. Peace out, A-Town. All right. Let us get into the thick of it. We have a save file going. Let's get into this court case. Let's do another late night strame today.
A strumme.
A stramama.
Yeah, okay. Kiss your cats and tell them I love them. Tell them I love the pussy.
I
Cat.
love the pussy. Pussy.
So, what do you think, Mr. Wright?
I think the prosecution is as confused as we are. After all,
The victim was murdered in 2 different places at the same time. And a different suspect was arrested at each of the crime scenes. Lana! Good morning, Mr. Wright. I apologize for yesterday. I was indisposed.
she's getting a freak out. I hope they didn't hold you too long for questioning.
We just finished, actually. I'm used to all-nighters, though. So, how'd it go? It is as Mr. Wright suspects. The police are clueless. I figured as much, so I struck a plea bargain.
A plea bargain? What do you mean by that?
We agreed that if I told them the truth behind this simultaneous murder, they wouldn't seek capital punishment. That's what I mean, Emma. But Lana, don't tell me you... Much to my regret, I'm as much in the dark about this as they are.
Miss Sky,
Hmm?
we found trace evidence of a certain person in the police department's evidence room. They belong to Officer Jake Marshall.
What kind of trace evidence?
Bloodstained fingertips, to be exact. That's a trump card I have up my sleeve today. You do understand what this means, don't you?
In order to defend my sister, you're going to accuse Mr. Marshall.
We have to play the cards we're dealt. Isn't that right, Miss Sky?
Do what you have to do, Mr. Wright.
I shall. We're not solid evidence. Yeah, well,
Yeah, that's true.
again, there's like what? There's three things you have to do: motive, weapon,
I don't know. I don't work with police.
meditation, or something. Like, well, actually, no.
Motive
It's
means-
motive, and a weapon, basically. So motive, like, what was it? We were watching like Mindhunters last time, and then usually like murders fall under 3 categories. It's passion. Was it passion, revenge, or
Passion is revenge.
was it?
Yeah.
So it's revenge, spur of the moment, and then love or something. Is it passion? Passion is the same thing, isn't it? Revenge is totally different. So it's like passion, revenge, and then something else.
It's okay. That's okay. We know nothing.
It applies.
We
here.
know
It appli-
nothing,
it-
Jon Snow.
It applies in here a lot. It's usually one of the 3 things.
Yeah.
And then they were trying to search for serial killers who applied to none of those 3. Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Lana Sky. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution is... I'm afraid you'll have to clarify. It takes 30 minutes by car to reach the police department from the prosecutor's office. Yet the victim, Bruce Goodman, was slain at both places at the same time. But that's not physically possible, is it? What more, I heard the victim from the evidence room just disappeared.
Yes, and the body eventually reappeared in the trunk of Mr.
Edgeworth's car.
Edward's car. Oof, jeez.
Wow, this is one messed up trial. One of my duties as prosecutor is to present impartial evidence. Today I will present evidence relating to the murder at the police department. In so doing, I believe the way in which we should proceed will reveal itself.
Now, that's what sets Mr. Edgeworth apart. He sounds so on top of things, even though he doesn't know what's going on himself.
And that's supposed to be an admirable trait?
Well, fake it till you make it, baby.
Baby. Very well, let the trial resume. On the day of the crime, what exactly transpired at the police department? Mr. Edgeworth, you may call your first witness of the day to the stand. For its first witness, the prosecution calls the suspect of the murder that occurred in the police department. Ooh. The suspect? You mean the so-called murderer? Rabble. Ooh, boy.
Yeah, DNA is still much more.
Things are getting wild from the get-go. Oh, they're gonna get Meekins in.
Yeah.
Oh, Meekins.
Meekins.
Will the witness please state his name and occupation? Yes, sir. I'm Officer Mike Meekins, sir. My occupation is, well, it would be murderer, sir. So you're telling us you're a professional killer? Sir, it was me, sir. I'm the one who did it. I'll never kill anyone again, sir. You've got to believe me, sir. Actually, what we'd like to hear from you... Sir! I'm what you would call part of the younger generation, sir. A person whose actions adults can't possibly comprehend. Please, Mr. Edgeworth, sir, help me, sir. Help me, sir. Officer Meekins. Yes, sir. Give us your report on the crime. Consider that an order. Yes, sir, as you wish, sir. After all, I'm a part of a generation that must be told what to do, sir. Oh my god, Meekins.
You can't fault them for a lack of enthusiasm.
Oh, Meekins.
You forgot about this boy.
Although it's not my normal duty, I was assigned to guard the evidence room that day. I spotted a suspicious man on the security screen and rushed into the room. I was only doing what I was trained to, sir. I was suddenly attacked. I fought for my life, then I did it. After that, I passed out until another officer smacked me awake.
Honey.
So the victim, Detective Goodman, attacked you? Do unto others before they do unto you. That's the Meekins family motto, sir. I see. Then you fainted and a colleague helped you regain your consciousness? Yes, sir. He knocked me upside the head, sir. Very well. The defense may begin its cross-examination. What I need here is more info to work with.
Press
Time
him.
to press.
Press him like a duck.
Who assigned him to the room that day? Mr. Meekins, you worked in the General Affairs Department, do you not? Yes, sir. I'm in charge of hiring new recruits, sir. What? He's a recruiter?
Oh.
Nice, so that's a scary thought. Evidence transferal was taking place on the day of the crime, which means many officers were given special tasks not orderly performed. I was in charge of guarding the Blue Badger, sir. The Blue Badger? Yes, sir. The lovely police mascot created by the Chief of Detectives, sir. Oh, God. Nightmare fuel. I was to ensure that it wasn't broken during the transferal process. That was my sole mission for the day, sir. I see. Sounds like a very, important mission. After the award ceremony finished that day, there were so many people running around that I relocated the Blue Badger to the evidence room. Oh. So that's why you went into the evidence room. Tell us, what did you see when you got there? I spotted a suspicious man on the security screen and rushed into the room. In order to enter the evidence room, you needed an ID card, am I right? Precisely, sir. I have one right here around my neck. Why do they let him keep it? So then, your ID number should be listed on here, right? Now here we go.
Uh-huh.
There it is, I found it! Oh god. This is the one right here! Could you please read us the number? Yes, sir! It's 498-9596. That's my number, sir! I see. Huh. But the number 489596 is shown as being used twice. Please explain, witness. It's no real mystery, sir. The first time is when I went to relocate the Blue Badger to the evidence room. And the second time is when I went to go get him after everything settled down. I see. So it was during the second time when... Yes, sir! That's when I spotted the man on the security screen. There we go. I was only doing what I was trained to, sir, when suddenly I was attacked. So you were attacked. Can you please tell us exactly what happened to you? It was a knife, sir, a knife. Detective Goodman pulled a knife on you. What happened then? Well, with me charging on him like that, he looked as surprised as I was. You weren't exactly the kind of person someone would want to run into. That's when I reacted, sir. I swung my arms like an octopus, struggling to detain him. And that's how I got this gash on my hand.
Maybe if you just kept your cool, your hand wouldn't be...
When I saw the blood trickling down my arm, I panicked. I grabbed the man by his collar.
Huh.
I fought for my life, and I did it. What exactly do you mean when you said you did it? I know I don't look the type, but I'm really into kung fu films, sir. The man let his guard down for just an instant, so I snatched his knife from him. You took his knife? I spun him around and performed a disarming maneuver. I made sure to close my eyes like a man. Oh, God. I see. He must have been desperate. The next thing I knew, his white coat was drenched in a sea of my blood. And then the next thing I knew, he punched me right in my face, sir. After that, I passed out until another officer smacked me awake. At what time did you regain consciousness? No offense, sir, but how am I supposed to know that? I was unconscious. Oh, right. According to the report from the officer that woke up the witness, it was about 5:30. He hit me right in the head too. I woke up crying, tears of pain. That's nice. I mean, it's nice you recovered. That is. When I came around, though, I made sure to finish my mission, sir. Your mission? Yes, sir. The Blue Badger, sir. I returned him to the entrance before things got out of hand. Oh my god. Well, we can all rest easy now. I believe we now have a fairly accurate picture of what happened.
This is too much.
Yes, Your Honor. Only one thing remains unclear. Was the man this officer murdered really the victim? He's got a point. Yes, Officer Meekins. With regard to that, sir, well, take a look at this. It was sent to my jail cell. Chief Gadd delivered it to me just this morning, sir. The chief delivered it? What is that? Videotape?
It's a sex tape.
Yes, sir. That's absolutely right, sir. Videotape, sir. It contains footage from the security camera in the evidence room.
Ooh, a voyeur. They liked getting caught.
What? But I specifically asked if there was such a tape, and I was told it had been mistakenly erased. That's quite a mistake. I just do what I'm told, sir. It's the only thing I'm really good at.
Sex at the pool. Time to go for a swim,
Delivered
laddie.
to me this morning. Name of my sex tape, man. Looks like the communication with the police department is as good as ever. Well then, let's have a look. Show us the video of you murdering the victim. Oh, please stop using that word murderer, sir. It scares me. Oh god. Video of a real murder. Just what are we getting ourselves into?
Ooh.
Oh, wow. Legit 3D. Meow. That's real fucking terrifying. Oh, there's a glove that dropped.
Was it a glove or a...
Look, the glove evidence dropped. There's Deacons with his baton. Hey, can I see your ID? Oh, my hand! Ah! Oh, wow.
Wow, there's blood everywhere.
They weren't shitting me, man. Holy fuck. Meekins to the ground. No, nothing. Oh, Meekins. I forgot there were 3D models in this one. Yeah, me too. Oh, wait.
He literally disappeared.
Did you? I'll point it out when I get to the evidence room. When we get to the point. Well, I believe we're all thinking the same thing. How can we deal with these unsettling feelings stirred within us? What the hell was that wriggling piece of plywood? Sir, that's the pride and joy of the entire criminal affairs department, sir. It's the Blue Badger, sir. Why am I not surprised this isn't going smoothly? Security video added to the court record. Yes, well, anyway. This tape seems to prove that the witness did indeed encounter someone. In the evidence room, and some sort of activity did take place.
Oh, God.
Your Honor, instead of relying on clearly incomplete footage, the witness's testimony will suffice. Is that all right with you, Officer Meekins? Yes, sir! As you wish, sir!
There certainly were activities happening on that tape.
His face can't be... Okay, wait, I'm gonna ease up on the voice right now because my throat is
Yeah.
killing me after like an hour and a half. His face can't be clearly seen in the video, but there's no question that the other person was Detective Goodman, sir. I mean, he opened the locker which required Detective Goodman's fingerprints to do. The locker he opened is unquestionably Detective Goodman's locker, sir. So it must be him. No one else could have unlocked it. I feel like that's not true. What's this about a fingerprint? Each detective has been given a locker equipped with a fingerprint-activated lock. These locks ensure that each locker can only be opened by a detective it belongs to. Intriguing. That would mean the victim at the crime scene would have had to have been Detective Goodman. Very well, the defense may begin its cross-examination. I don't know where this cross-examination will lead, but everything begins with contradictions. That's where I have to start.
All right.
Press the fuck out of it. Can't be seen in the video. No question. But you don't know that for sure, do you? You never actually saw Detective Goodman's face. Well, I suppose you might say that. That is if you must label people as having seen or not seen it.
And the light indicates it's open or not.
Yeah. Since his face can't be identified in the video.
You want me to take Meekins?
Huh?
You want me to take Meekins for a bit?
Sure.
Okay.
Since his face can't be identified in the video, only you can verify it.
Why is everyone looking at me? I had to label your stares as disturbing, or...
Meekins!
Meek!
Having been shown a questionable video at best, we are not in the best of moods. Now please be more certain when you're testifying.
Yes, sir!
You claim the man who brandished a knife on you was Bruce Goodman. Tell us why you're positive it was him.
I mean, he opened the locker, which required Detective Goodman's fingerprints to do so.
About those lockers, is there no other way to open them?
No, sir. I myself tried all kinds of methods in the past. You only respond to the registered fingerprints, sir.
Am I backseating you turning too much? No, it's fine.
No,
We're
man.
fine.
I remember these things got to a point where it was just like throw everything at the screen, pity save, hope to God, restart 16 times. So I'm good with it. I wonder what kind of methods he tried.
If the man opened the locker's lock, which only responds to its registered fingerprints, then he must be the person that the locker was assigned to.
If there's a lock, there must be a key, sir! Exactly my point, sir! And this too! The locker he opened is unquestionably Detective Goodman's locker, sir!
How do you know that information?
I've heard rumors, sir, from people in the know, sir!
People in the know.
Workers in the department cafeteria, sir! They keep me informed! They also listen to my romantic troubles, sir!
Backseat turning is fine. It's just when people already know the answer, it becomes less of experience for everybody. Because everyone's just like, well, he's just going to tell us the answer anyway. But
Am I pointing in the right direction?
sometimes Brendan can be wrong. Mostly because the details are so fine. You have to hit certain points before you can actually proceed. So you know the end, but the path there has to be.
Yeah, the journey there is still hard to remember. Yeah, I remember vague things.
For the record, the open locker did indeed belong to Detective Goodman. I verified this information through a more reliable source. So the victim opened the locker with his own fingerprint.
So it must be him! No one else could have unlocked it!
However, the most important detail is not shown in this video. The man's face.
Sir! If I may say something, sir!
Please do. After all, you are the one being examined.
I don't understand why the man's face is so important in this case, sir! I mean, it was his hand that opened the fingerprint lock, and it was his hand that tried to thrust his knife into my body, sir! My unsettled state can testify enough to this, sir!
Yes, you have a point. The footage doesn't lie. That is, unless the defense can find a problem with it.
Mr. Wright, let's check the court records again.
Is there a problem with the security video?
There
is
is.
a problem. But before we do that, let's do a quick review of what it could be.
Alright, there are a couple of things to check on. Is the indicator light, and then there was also...
So the broken headpiece, did that happen before or after? The light
It's
indicator is
already
already on.
It's already open.
Yeah. He thrust it into him. Thrusting. Thrusting makes me feel good. So yeah, there's a light indicator on the top right, which indicates that it has already been opened.
The glove falls out. Alright.
Could it have been, like, people think these... He said before, things get caught, right?
Yeah.
Could it have been that a glove had been purposely put there to keep it from locking?
Possibly.
So some kind of canoodling has happened to...
Oof. Oof.
to keep that lock open. And then, yes, I noticed the top left safe had something sticking out from it.
Yeah, it's been clear the entire time.
Mm-hmm. So we already know what to look for. Yes, there's a problem. Regarding the video contained on this tape, there is one thing in particular that seems rather strange. Strange? This contradiction leads to the possibility that the man may not have been Detective Goodman. What? This video contains such a contradiction? Interesting. Your Honor, I have a proposal. Yes, Mr. Edgeworth? I propose we have the defense point out to us the alleged contradiction in the video. He would want me to point it out.
That's right. You make use of that index finger.
Very well, the proposal accepted. Let us further inspect the video. Let us further inspect this piece of video evidence. I will now play the security tape. Mr. Wright, please show us the contradiction you speak of. I have to point out a problem in the video? This is the first time I've had to do that.
You can do it, Mr. Wright. It's set up so you can fast forward, rewind, or pause the video.
I could Rashi. Is it? And I cosplayed Wright and Edgeworth. I could see Arash and I cosplayed Wright and Edgeworth. I've already cosplayed
Godot.
Goto. Oh no,
Diego.
Diego Armando, which is a defense attorney in Trials and Tribulation. I don't know about being Phoenix. It's...
Well, I mean, you can definitely do the...
That's how I met you years ago. That's true.
This is, yeah.
It's set up so that you can fast forward and rewind.
Just take a good look and be sure to point out the right thing. Please don't play it too many times. I can't stand watching this video.
How did this guy ever become a police officer? Now then, Mr. Wright, please enlighten us. Where is the contradiction that indicates this man may not be Bruce Goodman? So if we put
There!
enter. Oh, I'm sorry. J is to rewind. Oh god, the song keeps going. Present! The thing that's strange about this video has got to be this. Officer Meekins?
Sir, do you mean me, sir?
As I understand it, the locker apparatus works like this. When you grab the handle, a sensor reads your fingerprint. If it's a match... Oh, that's so cute! Sorry, in what's it called? In
Ace Attorney?
Not Ace Attorney. There's a picture in here of a police officer inside Gumshoe's locker. And it's a character you're gonna see in the later one. And she's like the sweetest, innocent, almost defective, like, detective police patrol officer. It's cute.
This is a little strange though, considering she was engaged.
Was she?
I think.
She was dating.
Maybe she was dating. But yeah, Maggie! You never noticed that?
Well, come
Brendan,
on.
How could you?
When we first
But this
played
is
it,
Brendan,
it was like on a
who's
screen,
played
like...
these games like 16,000 times. How has Brendan not noticed this? He's noticed the floofy vase. Anyways, according to my very limited experience, that is the way I understand it, sir.
Oh my god, the music's still going. If so, then something is seriously wrong with this picture.
It's okay, Brendan, we still love you. Your powers of deduction may have failed you this time, but we still love you. This music just keeps going.
When the victim reaches for the handle to open the locker, let's rewind to a little earlier.
You know what? I appreciate at least the music doesn't rewind with it.
Here, notice the light? What's this? It's already lit, as the kids say. Precisely my point, Your Honor. The locker was already open before the victim grabbed the handle. I love the fact that he like cuffs himself to his like his
lanyard.
His lanyard and chokes. Oh god. What's the meaning of this? It's very simple, Your Honor. The locker wasn't locked on the day of the crime. But the locker locks are controlled by an electronic system. When a door is shut, a sensor is triggered, and the locker is automatically locked. Oh, I know, it must have broken down. Of course, I'm not an expert in this. That's not likely, Your Honor. The sensor will detect and report any malfunction. Oh, well, it just goes to show novices should keep their mouths shut. So then, Mr. Wright, do you have an explanation? Me, Your Honor? Yes, why wasn't the locker locked? Me, Your Honor? Yeah, well, you see, this isn't really my field. What do you think, Miss Scientific Investigator?
Huh? Oh, maybe something like jam the system sensors.
Something jammed the sensor? Say, there is something else that seems out of place in this video.
The glove.
It's the glove, yeah.
Yeah, I thought so too. There's gotta be another clue somewhere in this footage.
Very well, let's inspect the video once more. The locker wasn't locked. Mr. Wright, please show the evidence why.
Enter to fast
Let's
forward.
fast forward.
There it is.
Oh, I missed it.
Michael
Oh,
Jackson
I can go
did
frame
it.
by frame by frame too.
Hee hee.
Shaman.
Two. Whoop.
Present! Please watch closely. This is the continuation of the part I showed you earlier. They turned the sound off. Thank
Please,
God.
thank God. We don't need that Five Nights at Freddy's.
Meow, 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 meow.
Whoop.
What's this? Something white fell out of the locker.
But sir, it's been my experience that things falling out when doors are open. I often fall out and roll a great distance,
Oh
sir.
my God.
Oh,
When he comes out of his car. We can't be sure that that item was completely inside the locker to begin with. What do you mean? The sensor triggers the lock when the door is shut. What if something was inserted, say, between the sensor and the door? Inserted.
inserted.
Inserted how?
Inserted.
Incertainably. Oh, pass me my pie.
Oh, you haven't eaten your pie?
This white thing wasn't inside the locker. It was stuck between the door and the sensor.
Every time you play the security footage, I brace myself for a jump scare.
Well, you know it's coming.
Suddenly Freddy's. This is the crossover you didn't know you never wanted. Oh, I understand now, sir. It's just like my tie. 2 out of 3 times it gets stuck in the door when I get out of my patrol vehicle, sir.
Oh, Meekins.
Instead of the door closing, my tie
But
chokes
the object
me.
would have had to have been extremely thin to fit in the door. Not only that, it would have also had to block electrical currents. It would need to be an insulator. Yes, an insulator. But at the crime scene, there just might have been something that fits the description.
But sir, my insulator, you don't mean.
I think I finally got this figured out. Very well. Will the defense please present the relevant evidence? What was this insulator that was stuck on the locker door? It's the glove.
Like
It's a rubber
OJ
glove, yeah.
Simpson.
Oh, Jade.
We just OJ'd that.
I read that, and I thought I found this rubber in the locker, and I'm just like, whoa! I found this near the locker. A thin rubber glove.
No glove, no love.
But we can't be sure that this was the victim's locker. It has a tag that says SL9 incident. The video seems to depict the victim opening the locker. But that isn't the case. The lit lamp attests to this. On the day of the crime, even I could have opened that locker. Is this not so, Officer Meekins?
Sir, it would appear so!
So are we to believe then that the victim, whom this witness stabbed in the evidence room, was not Detective Goodman? Do not be misled, Your Honor. What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? The defense has merely demonstrated the possibility and nothing more. The victim in the video was indeed Bruce Goodman. The prosecution will offer one more testimony to prove this. What? Officer Meekins, please testify about this. Well, please testify about this.
Sir? Me, sir? I'm not sure what you're referring to, sir. No! You mean that, sir? Of course, sir.
Is this a joke? Phoenix, come on. It's been a game and a half. Very well, begin your testimony.
There's one other thing that proves the man was Detective Goodman, sir. To enter the evidence room, one must use their ID card. When an ID card is used, there's a record of it. At the time of the crime, the detective had used his card.
An ID card record, I see. I have the ID card record right here, Your Honor.
Oh.
The ID card used at 5:14 is that of the victim. Just before the crime, Yes, without a doubt, this is the victim's ID. However, one thing does strike me as unusual. Several hundred cases should have been due for transfer. Why were there so few people using this room? This particular evidence room is only used for storing certain special cases. Special cases? Extremely violent cases involving police staff.
Just hearing that makes my hair stand on end.
So creepy. Me too, although it doesn't make much of a difference. There were only a few cases up for transferal there, and most of them were cleared by noon. Right, I see. Now let us move on to the cross-examination. Let's press the shit out of this. So unlike your earlier testimony, you believe this to be rock solid, do you?
Yes, sir. Solid as a stone, sir. If my hand wasn't wrapped in a bandage, I'd give you the V for victory sign, sir. Couldn't he just use his right hand for that?
Let's hear him out fully. As we've seen, one never knows what he might say at the very last second.
You must use their ID.
Is that card hanging from your neck one of those ID cards?
Yes, sir. This card right next to my cuff, sir. I keep it here so I wouldn't ever forget it.
What if someone were to steal it from you, keeping it out in the open like that?
Maybe I shouldn't wear it around my neck. Remember when I said 2 out of 3 times my tie gets stuck when I get out of the car? Well, the remaining time it's my ID card that gets stuck. You say the door closing my ID card chokes me.
Maybe I should just leave this one alone. At any rate, each police officer only has one ID card. Both the police department and the prosecutor's office can attest to this. Please proceed with your testimony.
Except Gumshoe's guarded gone through 3.
Yeah. Let it be noted that this is the record of the witness is referring to. Let me see. Yes, that would be it, Detective Goodman. That would be it, Detective Goodman. What's the matter? According to this, Mr. Edgeworth, your name is on here. So it is, Your Honor. Not that prosecutor again. Mommy, is that man in blue a murderer? Shh, don't say that. You gotta be the wrong color, kid. Oh my god. Even in all this, Phoenix gets the shit end. It would seem the inquiry committee will want to speak with you again today. I have nothing to be ashamed of regarding my actions, nor their consequences. For now, let us continue with the cross-examination.
Poor Mr. Edgeworth. That must be so difficult for him.
Murder must have used his card.
Earlier, I believe you testified when you asked the man to show his ID card. He pulled a knife on you.
Yes, sir, he didn't show me any ID card, sir.
Don't you think that's odd? I mean, if he had his ID card, all he'd have to do is show it to you. There wouldn't be any reason to draw a knife.
Maybe he just panicked.
Everything stems from contradictions. Let's point them out.
Mr. Wright, what do you think?
I'm confused.
What?
The problem with his ID card testimony is far too obvious. It's not like Edgeworth to miss something like this.
You're thinking too hard about it. Come on, let's show them something.
It's the There's only this one.
It's the lost.
The ID card.
It's not the card. It's the lost item. Maybe.
Okay, before I present anything. So his find at the crime scene. He died 5:15 at the crime scene. How could he have had his card there?
This is true.
I'm gonna pop
Yeah,
a quick.
okay.
I'm gonna pop a
Pop a save.
coward save right now.
Yeah, so we found this at the prosecutor's office. This card could not possibly have been at
Because it takes a half hour to
the
get.
evidence room.
Yeah. Wait one moment, Officer Meekins.
I'm not good with waiting, sir.
I have the victim's ID card right here. I found it at the crime scene. That makes sense. When I say crime scene, I'm not referring to the evidence room at the police department. I mean the other crime scene. The underground parking lot at the prosecutor's office. Your Honor, I have one more piece of evidence to present. It's a very important clue regarding the victim's ID card. Lost item report. It's only half complete. But it shows that Detective Goodman had lost something on the day of the crime. Something important enough to fill out this report. Let me guess. You believe this something to be his ID card, right? I can't say for sure, but there's a high probability. On the day of the crime, Detective Goodman was not carrying his card. Order. So now what does this all mean? It can only mean one thing. It doesn't even require much thought. The man Officer Meekins encountered in the evidence room was not Detective Goodman, but rather a man who stole his ID card.
And his look.
True. Order! Does the prosecution have a response? I have only one thing to say to the defense. Bravo, Mr. Wright. Bravo? Allow me to summarize the defense's argument. At 5:15 on the day of the crime, the man in the evidence room Officer Meekins encountered was not Detective Goodman. There are two grounds to support this. First, the locker in the evidence room was already unlocked. Second, the victim lost his ID card. Am I correct so far, Mr. Wright? Yes. What's he up to? That being the case, we must inevitably arrive at a single conclusion. If the victim in this video is a fake, then the murder in the evidence room is also a fake. In other words, the security camera does not show the instant of a murder. That is... well, I guess that's right. Is something wrong, Mr. Wright? Only moments ago, you seemed content to be pointing your finger around. This isn't going to end well. Uh-oh. Well, it seems you finally realized exactly what you've gone such lengths to prove. Explain yourself, Mr. Edgeworth. The defense has already done the explaining for me. The victim in the video is a fake, which means a murder did not take place at the police department at 5:15 on the day of the crime. Streaming late. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
So,
The real murder is the one in
the real crime could have only taken place at one location, the underground parking lot. At the prosecutor's office, the murderer being Miss Lana Sky, the defendant. The evidence is compelling. A trustworthy witness observed the moment of the defendant used the murder weapon.
Oh shit!
Ah, fuck! Fuck! That's just... Ah! That's a sound.
What the?
I knew that testimony was way too shabby. It was all a trap from the beginning. It's a trap! The activity in the evidence room still leaves many questions unanswered. Who exactly was the victim Officer Meekins encountered? Where did this person disappear to? However, this trial's purpose is to examine only the murder of Detective Goodman. Just so, Your Honor.
Mr. Wright, you have to do something, or else Lana.
What do I do? How am I supposed to get myself out of this mess? Object! Always fucking object! One moment, Your Honor. What now, Mr. Wright? Don't tell me you're objecting to what you've just proven. Of course not. But I almost walked right into the prosecution's trap. What are you talking about? This cross-examination has proven one thing and one thing only. The security video did not show the actual murder.
There's just a cat that zoomed by in the background.
Yeah.
He looked bored, so.
He's always bored. There's something here. It involves what Colson Poling pointed out.
There it is.
It's the locker with the fabric sticking out. However, it can't be said that it's unrelated to the murder in the parking lot. Specifically, a large amount of blood traces were found in the evidence room. The defense demands further examination into the truth of this matter. Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, Your Honor? If this court were to examine this further, other witnesses will be necessary. Is the prosecution prepared? I'm sorry, Your Honor. The prosecution considered the incident at the police department to be unrelated. We have not prepared anything other than witnesses for we have not prepared any other witnesses for this incident. This just might be my chance. Time to call a certain Texas Ranger to the stand.
Mr. Wright, do you mean?
Your Honor, the defense would like to request a specific witness. Oh? Whom do you have in mind? Someone we have reason to believe knows the truth. The truth behind the activities that took place in the evidence room. The prosecution requests to hear this person's name before deciding whether or not to comply. Very well, then, Mr. Wright. This person whom you would have testify, what is his or her name? Gumshoe. Jake Marshall.
Marshall.
That's the first time we started using profiles, too. Officer Jake Marshall. Why him? I can't let Edgeworth know anything just yet. He's in charge of the evidence room. I feel we should hear what he has to say. The prosecution agrees to the defense's request. Since he was responsible for guarding the room, we should hear his testimony. Fortunately, he works in the police department. We shouldn't need longer than 20 minutes to prepare. Very well. The court will take a 30-minute recess while the witness is subpoenaed. Will the prosecution please prepare the witness during this time? Is this the last chapter? Yes. It might be.
No.
Usually it's
no.
like three trials.
No.
So it'll be this one.
This is only day 2.
There's gonna be another
round of
of investigations, and then the final trial.
Yeah.
We will, Your Honor. Court is now in recess.
We've only barely scratched halfway.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna call it quits for the night. It is late. So thank you so much for joining us. I know we were gonna get through this, but these are long trials.
Yeah.
Which won't be the same. Which won't be the same thing when we hit Justice for All. It'll slowly
back to
get
regular
longer as, intervals. It'll return to regular intervals. So thank you so much for joining us. We will see you next time. Tomorrow is Sunday, which is a team stream. Hopefully we'll get everyone together. We'll start playing Tales in Symphonium, which is a 4-player co-op game that we can play all together in an RPG format. So that'll be really fun. This is going to be a return to long form team streams. We'll have probably a break if it depends on how long it goes. We'll have a break sometime for Iceborne. Yeah, so that's it. For those of you who are watching this in the future, don't forget to like and subscribe to us on Twitch. Drop a sub if you really want to support us. You can also check out anything that we've done in the past on our the YouTube archive, and you can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram for hot memes and sick clips. For those of you again who are new, we are the Daring Player Squad. We are 5 assholes play video games every day of the week, once a day, every day. So we're going to be scheduled. So next time you'll see Phoenix Wright will be next Saturday, unless I get some time or someone needs to take a break. So yeah. Without further
5
ado,
assholes and 2 cats.
Yeah. Without further ado, thank you so much for joining us. Thanks for streaming. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
It's always fun to have people like, oh my god, have their minds blown in the background for the very first time with Phoenix Wright and stuff.
Yeah.
That's always the fun stuff to do. So we will see you all next time. Perfect tomorrow. So my name's Rashi.
And I'm Joyce.
And we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.
Bye.